Jesus, Lord, at thy birth. Jesus, Lord, at thy birth. Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? This child that you delivered would soon deliver you. Mary, did you know that your baby boy would give sight to a blind man? Oh, Mary, did you know that your baby boy would calm a storm with his hands? Did you know that your baby boy has walked where angels tread? When you kiss your little baby, you kiss the face of God. Oh, Mary, did you know? Oh, Mary, did you know? No. The blind will see, the deaf will hear, the dead will live again. The lame will leap, the dumb will speak, the praises of the Lamb. Oh, Mary. Mary, did you know that your baby boy is Lord of all creation? Oh, Mary, did you know that your baby boy will one day rule the nations? Did you know that your baby boy is heaven's perfect lamb? This sleeping child you're holding is a great So this is Christmas, and what have you done? Another year over, and a new one just begun. So this is Christmas, I hope you have fun. The near and the dear ones, the old and the young. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear. And so this is Christmas, for weak and for strong, for rich and for poor ones. The world is so wrong. So this is Christmas, for black and for white, for yellow and red ones. Let's stop all the fight. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear. War is over if you want it. War is over now. War is over if you want it. War is over now. Passed up window panes where the Christmas lights just light up your face in a different way. Said it's you, my babe, this time of year. Will this be the time I get to see you shine? They always talk about the festive cheer, I never felt it here till you. So let me take your hand, and we can dance around where the Christmas tree, drinking red wine all week. Said my lovely, you look so lovely here in the Christmas light. Yeah, Christmas light. Sat round with the family, jokes and hope surrounds me, and I can feel the love this year, heading in the new year with you. Next to you, my love, two flat turtle doves. And I know it's getting late, but you're here on Christmas Day, and I love that. Said I love this. So let me take your hand, and we can dance around Christmas tree, drinking red wine all week. Said, my lovely, you look so lovely here in the Christmas light. Yeah, the Christmas light. Christmas lights, Christmas lights, Christmas lights, Christmas lights. The Christmas lights are here for you. The Christmas lights are here for you. The Christmas lights are here for you. My love, my love. The Christmas lights are here for you. The Christmas lights are here for you. The Christmas lights are here for you.
Hang all the mistletoe, I'm gonna get to know you better. Yeah, this Christmas, and as I trim the tree, how much fun it's gonna be together. This Christmas, the fireside is blazing bright, and we're caroling through the night. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. The fireside is blazing bright, and we're caroling through the night. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. This Christmas, oh.
Ooh, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go, take a look in the 5 and 10. It's glistening once again, with candy canes and silver lanes aglow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Soon the bells will start, and the thing that'll make them ring is the carol that you sing right within your heart. A pair of hop-on boots and a pistol that shoots is the wish of Bonnie and Ben. Dolls that will talk and will go for a walk is the hope of Janice and Jan. And Mom and Dad can hardly wait for school to start again. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Santa, tell me if you're really there. Don't make me fall in love again. It won't be here next year. Santa, tell me if he really cares. 'Cause I can't give it all away. It won't be here next year. Feeling Christmas all around, and I'm trying to play it cool, but it's hard to focus when I see him walk across the room. Let it snow is blasting loud, and I won't get in the mood. I'm avoiding every mistletoe until I know it's true love that he thinks of. So next Christmas, I'm not all alone, boy. Santa, tell me if you're really there. Don't make me fall in love again. It won't be here next year. Santa, tell me if he really cares. 'Cause I can't give it all away. It won't be here next year. I've been down this road before. Fell in love on Christmas night, but I knew you'd say I woke up and he wasn't by my side. Now I need someone to hold, be my fire in my cold. But it's hard to tell if this is just a fling or if it's true love that he thinks of. So this Christmas, I'm not alone, boy. Santa, tell me if you're really there. Don't make me fall in love again. It won't be here next year. Santa, tell me if he really cares. 'Cause I can't give it all away. It won't be here next year. Santa, tell me if you're really there. Don't make me fall in love again. It won't be here next year. Santa, tell me if he really cares. 'Cause I can't give it all away. It won't be here next year.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad. I wanna wish you Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I wanna wish you Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad. I wanna wish you Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I wanna wish you Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Yeah. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad. I wanna wish you Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you Merry Christmas from
rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. Mistletoe hung where you can see, every couple tries to stop. Rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirit ring. Later we'll have some pumpkin pie and we'll do some caroling. You will get a sentimental feeling when you hear voices singing, let's be jolly. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday. Everyone's dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way. Feeling when you hear voices singing, let's be jolly. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday. Everyone's dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way.
Have a blue Christmas without you. I'll be so blue just thinking about you. Decorations of red on a green Christmas tree won't be the same, dear, if you're not here with me. And when those blue snowflakes start falling, that's when those blue memories start calling. You'll be doing alright with your Christmas of white, but I'll have a blue, 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 blue Christmas. You'll be doing alright with your Christmas of white, but I'll have a blue, 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 blue Christmas. You'll be doing alright with your Christmas of white, but I'll have a blue, 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 blue Christmas.
The weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It doesn't show signs of stopping, and I bought some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. When we finally kiss goodnight, how I hate going out in a storm. But if you really hold me tight, all the way home I'll be warm. The fire is slowly dying, and my dear, we're still goodbying. But as long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. Over fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. Fun it is to ride, sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. A day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride. Soon Miss Fanny Bright was seated by my side. The horse was lean and lank, misfortune seemed his lot. He ran into a drifted bank, there we got upshot. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle bells.
Your mic's not on, Joe.
Oh, I think.
Dude, those sales guys are so good. He gets
You-
this
So you're going to call to order, pledge, and prayer, and then I'll take it.
Yeah, okay.
I'll get them sworn in.
Yeah, Joseph Brady. Oh, no. Are you serious? No, let me give you the address. Ours is we're starting here, and we're now 30 seconds late. I don't know, can Brightline zoom in from there at the training center?
Well, there's plenty of time for them to get here. We got all this.
Yeah,
planned in.
why don't you just drive here right away? We're at 18422 Bear Valley Road. And we're on Fish Hatchery Road. So if you come down, you're going to come down Navajo to Bear Valley Road and turn right. And you're going to cross the Mojave River. And the first street right there, there's a Panera Bread. That's Fish Hatchery Road. Turn right, go up a quarter mile, and it's a beautiful brand new building next to the football center. Okay, we're on the inside. All right. Okay, thank you. Just text me.
They got plenty of time to get here.
Can you hear us? We usually start right on time, but one of our speakers from Brightline showed up at the wrong location out at our training center. So because we have a long agenda tonight, they will get here soon enough. So with that, I'd like to ask for roll call.
Trustee Brady?
Here.
No. Roll call is later.
Oh. Just kidding.
Yeah. No, Joe's not here.
No, so we've got a couple things out of
Strike
order.
that from the record.
We're going to do the pledge. Jeff Morris, you want to lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Somebody doing the prayer?
What's that?
Do you have a prayer?
Pastor Tom Mercer, the founder of High Desert Church, would you please lead us in prayer? We're honored that you're here tonight. Is your microphone on? No. Tim, is it on there?
Okay, it
Yep.
is on now. First of all, thank you for inviting me to come and provide the invocation, and congratulations on such a beautiful new facility. Last time I delivered an invocation, we were somewhere else. It wasn't nearly as comfortable, so congratulations. And thank you for the service you provided this community. I've been a pastor in the High Desert for 41 years.
Wow.
And we love the school, appreciate the school. Now our grandkids are being educated at this school.
Woo.
And so thank you personally and as a representative of the community. It's all good. We love you guys. So let's bow for a word of prayer.
Thank you.
Our Father, we just pray that you would bless this meeting. There is so much in our culture that divides us. And yet for the good of these young men and women who attend this fine institution, we pray that the leadership would be able to speak to one another, to hear one another, to appreciate and love and support one another regardless of points of view. We want to hear from not only one another, but from the community and our friends, but Lord, the voice that we would ask would speak most clearly would be yours, and that you would provide the divine wisdom for these men and women to make decisions that would be best for this community. And to that end, we pray your blessing on this time tonight. In Jesus, your Son's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Tom.
Just call for the swearing in of Stephen Terrell.
Now we will have the swearing in of Stephen Terrell.
Okay, right over here. Raise your right hand. I, Stephen Terrell,
I, Stephen Terrell,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will defend and support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
with the deepest sense of responsibility and conviction
with the deepest sense of conviction
and
and
responsibility,
responsibility,
that I assume my office
that I assume my office
as a trustee
as a trustee
of the Victor Valley Community College District,
in the Victor Valley Community District,
that I understand my authority exists only
that I understand my authority exists only
when acting collectively
when acting collectively
with my fellow board members,
with my fellow board members,
and that our authority is derived from
and that our authority is derived
and obliged to serve
and obliged to serve
the interest of our entire community,
the interests of our entire community,
that I will exemplify ethical behavior
that I will exemplify ethical behavior
and conduct that is above reproach.
conduct that is above reproach,
That I will engage in an ongoing process
that I will engage in an ongoing process
of in-service education and continuous improvement.
of in-service education and continuous improvement,
That I will be prepared to participate in open,
that I am prepared to participate in open,
honest, and civil deliberation
honest, and civil deliberation
with my colleagues.
with my colleagues,
That I will be prepared to participate
Good job, Brandon.
that I will participate.
I have to read this right, for you to repeat it right. That I will vote my conscience
That I will vote my conscience
rather than to advance any special interest,
rather to advance any special interest,
and support the decisions and policy of the governing board
and support the policies
and
and
decisions.
decisions of the governing board.
That I will honor the division of authority
That I will honor the division of authority
and responsibility
He should have
between the
practiced
governing
this.
board,
and responsibility between the governing
Right
board,
now.
the superintendent
Write a legal
president,
brief.
superintendent president,
the associated student body,
the associate student body,
the academic senate,
the academic senate,
the faculty,
the faculty,
and the staff.
and the staff.
That I will contribute to creating
That I will contribute to creating
a culture of service to students,
a culture of service to students,
mutual respect,
mutual respect,
cooperation, and collegiality.
cooperation, and congeniality.
I take this obligation freely,
I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations, trustees.
So for those of you that have heard the oath before, our fellow trustee Brandon Wood helped update this one. We didn't know it was a legal brief, but he did a good job. Brandon, thanks. Did you write that at 2 o'clock in the morning? Oh, great. Dr. Griffin, welcome aboard.
All right. I, Chappelle Griffin, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States. That I will all enemies, foreign and domestic. I will bear true faith and office as a trustee. Valley Community College District. Acting collectively. Fellow board members. Our authority is derived from I will exemplify ethical behavior, conduct that is above reproach. I will engage in an ongoing process, service education, policy of the governing board. I will honor the division of authority, body, faculty. I will continue culture of service. I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which now we're going to need an action item to appoint trustee Jennifer Tarpley.
I love that you had to look at your nameplate.
Huh? You tired there, Dan?
Wait just a minute. Do you have to read something for this? No.
Is it just a basic motion?
It's a motion to appoint her for 4 years.
I mean, if you guys want,
This
it's
is,
fine.
this is due to the fact that she did not have anyone to oppose her, and so the county's process is she needs to be appointed by the board for a 4-year term.
Make a motion.
A motion for a certificate of appointment in lieu of election and oath of office for Jennifer Lynn Tarpley. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion by trustee Wood and a second by trustee Steve Terrell.
A vote.
Oh, yeah, verbal. I mean, yes or no?
Yay.
Yes. Yay.
Yes.
Do I get to vote for myself?
Yeah.
Yes.
All in favor, say yay.
Okay, did you get my shorter version that I emailed you?
No, we're going to take a nap while you do this.
I was told to use this one for all of them.
Hey. Don't.
I, Jennifer Tarpley, solemnly swear or affirm I will support the Constitution of the United States of California. All enemies, foreign enemies. I will bear true faith States of California. In my office. Trustee. I understand my authority.
I understand my authority.
Effectively with my fellow board members. Our authority is derived from. I shall serve. Our entire community. I will exemplify ethical behavior.
That I will
Conduct. I will engage in an ongoing process. I will be prepared to deliberation. Of my conscience. Other than to support the decisions and policy of the governing board. I will honor the division of authority. Responsibilities. Governing board. President.
and the president. Whatever you want.
Associated student body. Academic senate. Faculty. Staff. I will continue creating a culture of service. Obligation freely. Without any mental reservation. I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I'm about. Congratulations for those. Once she seated, you do roll call.
What's that?
Once you sit down, then you do roll call.
As soon as she sits. I about took a nap.
Oh my gosh, me too.
Stephanie, you ready for roll call?
Oh my gosh.
It's my last one.
You're not allowed to write anything.
Trustee Brady.
Here.
Trustee Wood.
Here.
Trustee Tarpley.
Here.
Trustee Tyrell.
Here.
Trustee Griffin.
Here.
Student Trustee Reyes.
Here.
Superintendent President Dr. Walden.
Here.
3.7, rotation of officers, election of board president and the oath of office.
Get a motion in a second.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a
Second.
second?
Two.
We have a motion by trustee Tarpley, second by trustee
What's the
Wood.
Motion to
Oh,
appoint
mo-
Brandon Wood as president. Sorry, I thought it was implied.
We have a motion by trustee Tarpley, a second by trustee Wood. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Did you want this vote by, is verbal okay?
He wants
Yep.
to undo that.
Okay.
You do your oath?
No. Oh, yeah.
Yepper.
Same one?
No, the short one.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I don't
Let's see
think
if
so.
he can do it. His words.
Better be that when he wrote it.
That's his. I would like to present Bill Wood, father of Brandon Wood. You may give all of your complaints to him.
Welcome, Mr. Wood. Yeah. The nicer Mr. Wood.
Absolutely.
I, Brandon Arthur Wood,
I, Brandon Arthur Wood,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all
No need to sign anything for this. Here's your due seat. Take your paperwork and your computer with you. Where's your little laptop thing?
All right, well, good evening. So first of all, sorry that the oath is so long, but I think that anybody who actually reads the oath and understands, I take the oath, any oath very seriously. When you take an oath, or I've taken oaths in the past, where it's essentially a contract that you're willing to give up your life in fulfillment of that contract. That's a pretty serious contract. So I take oaths very seriously. The original oath was nothing more really than the same oath to join the military, support and defend the Constitution, and that was it, which is kind of meaningless for this job. And so when I undertook to make a more meaningful oath, that's what I came up with. And it is admittedly a little long, but I think that if anybody reads it, you'll see that it does include everything that's the foundation of what it is to be a good trustee. So I hope that everyone is okay in indulging us that. So maybe we'll massage it a little more. Maybe we'll figure out a way to shorten it in the future. But my apologies.
Election of vice president.
And now we feel guilty.
No, don't feel guilty. It was a little long. It was a little quicker when I was reading it and reading it and reading it. As I was editing, it was much quicker. So now we move on. Is there a motion to appoint a vice president?
I make a motion to appoint Jennifer Lynn Tarpley as Vice President of the Board of Trustees.
Jennifer Lynn, dude, you're in trouble.
That I'm being nice tonight.
I'd like to
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Take the oath again?
You got to take the oath again.
Your husband was
No.
supposed to come.
So I'd like to have a student swear me in, so.
Oh, good.
Actually,
Yeah,
you
Haley's
you
gonna-
don't have to take
Great.
it again unless you
So
want
Mike
to.
I could, yeah, he's got stuff to do, but Haley's gonna swear.
You got one for her, Haley? Okay.
I'll do it again, maybe I can not mess up.
No, it was fun the way you did it.
Ready to go. I, Jennifer Lynn Tarpley, do solemnly swear or affirm. I, Jennifer Lynn Tarpley, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California. That I will support and defend the
You don't have to.
United States, the Constitution of the United States and the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California. I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States. I will assume my office. Rather than any associated student body,
the Academic Senate,
the academic senate,
the faculty,
the faculty,
and the staff.
and the staff,
That I will contribute to creating a culture of service to students,
that I will contribute to creating a culture of service to the students,
mutual respect,
cooperation, and collegiality.
I take this obligation freely,
I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
So the law only requires for us to swear in the trustee into their position of trustee, but this district, I see Ted out there, so I got to say this. They have fun with this, and so they swear in their officers each year in addition to what's required by law. So that's been the custom before I got here, and we just honor it.
And we have to be on our good behavior because Ted's here tonight.
Hi, Ted.
Hi, Ted.
You want
So
to
our
conduct the
president-
election for the, okay, and trustee President Wood would like to entertain a nomination for clerk for this next year. Is there a motion?
No, you have to spell it.
For, yes.
Yes, you have to use the name.
I would like to make a motion for clerk to be Mr. Joseph Brady.
Is there a second?
I second that.
And their vote is?
Aye.
Aye.
Sure.
Aye.
So let's see if I can beat
Clerk.
three minutes and 15 seconds. That's how long it took to do the last oath.
Okay.
There you go.
Mr. Pinkerton?
Terrell. And second. Go, Joe.
3 minutes, 15 seconds?
We're going to do 2 words at a time.
Yeah. Good idea.
I know Brandon Wood had something to do with this.
It's a scroll.
He even wrote it down to be sure they got it.
Hand wrote it.
Huh?
That's dedication, John. I like it. Thank you.
Took like 3 hours, man. Okay, I want to say this, folks, that December 10th in 1959, biological sibling was born. Brother in the desert. Boy, did we come through a lot to get Alejandro, if you're here. Were around in 2012, you would have saw something. Walking together wouldn't have looked like. This is what this college does, is bring people together. My brother Joseph William. I, Joseph William Brady, solemnly swear that I will support that I understand my authority. With my fellow board members. That our authority is derived from right to serve. I will exemplify ethical behavior and conduct that is above reproach. I will engage in an ongoing process of that I will be prepared to participate in open, honest, and civil colleagues. Hold my conscience rather than to advance decisions, policy of this government. I will honor the division of body, faculty. I will contribute creating a culture of respect, cooperation,
I got some good news and bad news. I'm gonna see. Not to give me the oath, but so we can all sing. Ashley, you're great. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear John. Happy birthday to you. But while you're taking that oath, you feel like you're standing asleep.
No, it's a test. It's your
It's a
first
test to
test
keep
here
your
at BBC, and it is not a Scantron.
All right, we'll edit it. some
No, you know what? I think it's good. I think it hit all the points. So,
We can edit it some more. All right, I've got a laptop now. So now we're on to, are we skipping ahead?
I'll just go to 310. 3.10.
We're going
That's-
to 3.10, election of voting representatives for the annual county meeting. Is there anybody who would like to be nominated?
What's it entail?
That's one meeting a year. I've
Down
done
in
it, but
San
it's been
Bernardino.
quite a while ago. Jen did it most recently.
When is it?
Usually in the spring.
Ted, when's the meeting?
It's in
For
the
the
spring.
the whole county-wide with the each school's voting representative?
Oh, it's fall.
isn't it a dinner event?
Jen was super close.
That was so close.
Brandon, wasn't it a dinner event?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a
dinner,
dinner.
and it's always
Dessert.
been nice, good guest speakers, and
I'll go.
You volunteer as tribute? Good
there
job.
we go, all right.
That was easy.
So I make a motion.
Second, we make a motion to have Steve Terrell
Yes.
represent us at the county annual event.
Yep.
In a second?
Did I motion?
I second it.
Oh,
He just said all the words.
all right. Do you need a second to get the name up? She's already got it up.
He's good.
Okay, now you're voting on your screens. No more verbal now. Like doing the business,
Maybe. Don't jinx us.
Yeah, no,
regular business.
don't mess it up.
You're in, buddy. You're in.
Call for
Congrats.
Congratulations.
closed session report out.
You made it. All right, 3.11, closed session report out. We have Mr. Jeffrey Morris here for that.
Live and in person.
Thank you. Good evening, trustees, President Walden, members of the public. The board met in closed session this evening, beginning at 5:05 with trustees Brady, Wood, and Tarpley making a quorum on item 2.1, conference with labor negotiator. Update, no reportable action. Item 2.2, student expulsion. Student tracking number 0122121024. Motion to expel by trustee Tarpley with a second by trustee Brady. That motion passed 3-0. Item 2.3, conference with legal counsel, Victor Valley College versus Searchlight Society. And that was an update and direction to council. Closed session adjourned at 5:36 p.m. And that concludes the report out for closed session. Thank you.
Thank you. Drive safe.
Thanks.
Thanks, Jeff. All
Merry
right.
Christmas.
3.12, announcement of items deleted or pulled. Anything deleted or pulled?
We're pulling item 10.19. We have a correction under 10.21. The building under consideration there is not 10A, it's 10. And then funding source for item 15.2 is not the general fund, it is BFAT, and that has financial aid funds. All right, is paying for that funding source. Those are the corrections.
All right. 4.10, we have public comment from Laura DeVericus. Laura Asparagus. Laura, am I saying it right?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Laura DeVericus. Sounds like asparagus. Congrats to the new board members. I know firsthand what an honor it is to serve as a trustee, so congratulations. I'm here tonight to thank Dr. Walden and trustees Wood, Brady, and Tarpley, and student trustee Reyes for so much. When I applied to be on the board as an appointee in May, I said, I'm going to put in this application as myself, honest. They're going to either hear what I have to say and it's going to resonate with them, or it's not the right place for me. And thank you so much for hearing me. I have a passion for education, changing people's lives. That's why I'm here in this position today. Education can change lives. And you saw that that's important to me, and you saw that I understand that students are most successful when they are supported and have a community behind their back. And that's what you do up there. And so when you voted for me, I knew that this is a group of people that they see me and we can do amazing things together. So thank you. You welcomed me with such warmth and kindness to the board, and each of you shared some really valuable wisdom with me, and it's gonna stay with me forever. Trustee Wood, you reminded me the importance of preparation. I did not write a 5-minute speech today. It's only about 2 minutes, but I'm kind of prepared. I guess I still have work to do. And just being prepared and staying ready, so thank you. Trustee Brady, you've seen in me the passion I have to serve others, and you've encouraged me to keep going and be committed and engage, and I'm not gonna stop, so thank you. Trustee Tarpley, you've taught me that I can do whatever I want. Yeah. So there's like students and staff and faculty in here as well that I'm so blessed to have met. I've met so many kind, passionate people. You've all been so great to me, and it's been an honor. It was an honor to serve. While my time on the board was very short, it was meaningful and impactful. I left the board in November full of gratitude and excited for the future of Victor Valley College, and a commitment to stay engaged in this community because it's a place where I know I belong. You're gonna see me around. I'm gonna remain in this community in any way I can, even if it's just a community member who wants to stay involved. You're gonna see me. I know where you guys go before sporting events too, so save me a seat. Thanks again so much for everything you've done. This was a wonderful opportunity, and just know that I'm going to continue to be an advocate for the success of every student. And I just thank you so much for the time. I'm so full of gratitude that I got to know you all, and just thank you. That's it.
Hey, Laura, you brought a whole level of class to our board. I've absolutely encouraged you to stay involved no matter what you do. I will tell you that I was at a private lunch today with 30 people with Assemblyman Juan Carrillo. You know the first thing he said to me? "Hi, Joe, did Laura win?"
Oh.
That says something. I said, well, so listen, thanks. You did a great job.
5.1, Superintendent of
Sorry to interrupt,
Schools.
we have one more public speaker.
Oh, I'm
Came in
sorry.
late. That's okay, came in late.
We have one more public comment. I don't have a card, so I'll just invite you up. Yes, please introduce yourself.
Sorry
It won't
about
count
that,
against
folks.
your time.
My name is Josiah. I'm here on behalf of Derek Marshall. For those of you who don't know, Derek Marshall was a Democratic candidate for the congressional race out here. And first of all, congratulations to all the newly electeds. It's always an honor to be able to see people take their oath of office. And Derek just wanted, he couldn't be here tonight. He's at Victor Valley City Council there for Leslie Irving's swearing in tonight. So he sent me, I was his campaign manager, just to address Brightline and kind of how we feel about the project. So here it is on behalf of Derek. The high desert has always been a place where journeys meet and opportunities thrive. From its starting as Lanes Crossing in the 1800s, helping travelers through the Mojave to becoming a bustling stop in Route 66, the Victor Valley has always been a key part in the American story. By the mid-20th century, Route 66 made the Victor Valley a vibrant waypoint with motels, diners, and gas stations. That spirit of connection and opportunity is what makes the Brightline West project so important today. The high-speed rail system will link Southern California to Las Vegas, creating a modern-day Route 66 while honoring Victor Valley's legacy. The station and nearby Hesperia will bring fast, reliable, and sustainable travel options, new jobs, and economic opportunities while reducing traffic and emissions. More than just a train, this project is about revitalizing the high desert as a hub for growth and progress. While over $10 billion in projected economic benefits and thousands of jobs, it's a chance to bring a new energy and opportunity to our region, rooted in forward-thinking infrastructure. The high desert has always been a bridge between places and people. Brightline West continues that legacy, creating a future where the high desert thrives as a connector, a destination, and a community where progress is possible for everybody. And so we're going to be transferring our resources into advocating for this project, everything that we learned across the way, and being a part of the community, running for Congress. And so we just want to let you guys know, and we would love to help you get the community behind this project as well. And thank you for your time. That's all I have.
Good job.
Thank you. And now,
Sorry, if someone could just point me to Ben. I actually have to catch a flight, so I just would like to give Ben my card. Is Ben here?
No, so
that's who at the beginning of the meeting.
That's
Joe was
Asha
saying
back
they
there.
Went to the wrong spot.
So they're on their way.
no, I think Asha. She made it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, they made it, okay.
Oh, there we go. All right, Ted Alejandro.
Thank you so much, President Wood, Dr. Walden, members of the Board of Trustees for Victor Valley Community College. It's wonderful to be here tonight. And I did want to provide some information about county schools and some of the priorities that we have and the efforts that we're doing to support 400,000 students in San Bernardino County. So with that, I think we have a PowerPoint that's coming up, and
Yeah, give him just a moment to load it.
what I thought I would do is really cover the key elements of each one of our branches that support the goals and objectives that we have for the county schools. So here's a little bit about myself. This is my third term as county superintendent. I was elected in 2014. My entire career in education has been in San Bernardino County, and I've always enjoyed working with our school districts. I'm also retired from the Air Force Reserve. I served 34 years and retired out of March Air Reserve Base. and also continue to serve as a volunteer for the Air Force Academy. So if you know anybody that's interested in the Air Force Academy, I'm a liaison officer. Most of my schools are out in Redlands, Yucaipa area, but I try to support any student that asks questions about admittance to the academy. Here's some of the main goals and responsibilities that we have for the County Superintendent of Schools. The first one is supporting student achievement throughout our 33 school districts any way we can. I'll get more into that in just a little bit. Also, fiscal oversight. We are mandated to ensure that all districts are fiscally solvent. So before districts can spend their dollars, the budgets have to be approved by my team at county schools. We certainly don't tell districts how to spend their dollars. We totally support local control, but we do have to make sure they meet the standards and criteria, and much of that's related around fiscal solvency. Also, we have over 19,000 teachers in San Bernardino County. We have to ensure that every single one of them has a valid teaching credential to teach in the programs that they're assigned. Information technology is hugely important. We have a consortium called BestNet where every single one of our districts are connected to county schools. We provide and develop the software for all business applications and HR applications and provide connectivity for every single one of our school districts to be on the California High-Speed Network, which I'm also one of the board members for. And then our biggest programs involve special education, but we also serve alternative education students and also those in California preschools. I mentioned fiscal solvency, so all of our 33 districts have received positive certifications for their budgets. And just to give you a point of reference, when we were at the height of the recessions, we were not able to approve 10 of 33 school districts' budgets, and districts had to go back and make adjustments to make sure they were meeting their expenditures and having the appropriate reserves. We don't do it just for the current year, but the current year plus the next 2 years. And we take that seriously. Also, we provide all of the warrants, and we print all of the warrants for all of the vendors that every one of our districts utilizes. And our goal for that certainly is to make sure our businesses get paid on time. And when they're pulled for audit, especially for large expenditures, we've cut that time down to make sure that our businesses get the cash that they deserve to have for the work they do in all of our school districts. We also provide business conferences to school board members and to all of our chief business officials across the county on a regular basis. Our goal is to keep them updated on what takes place relating to business services so they can ensure their boards are kept abreast of all the key priorities. And Ed Services, we're really proud. This year we had over 2,900 students receive the California Bilingual Seal of Literacy. That's the ability to read and write in English and one other languages, and we have 16 other languages throughout the county that they've received that certification in, certainly with Spanish being the largest number, but a large number out here in the high desert where we did recognitions in the 3 regions of the county to honor those students. AVID is one of our biggest services for the county. You may be familiar with it, but it's advancement via individual determination. And I'll just give you one statistic from AVID. For a student to be eligible to go to Cal State or UCR, to meet the minimum requirements, they have to pass the 15 A through G courses. Only about 45% of the students do that. That's about the state average too, which means 55% aren't eligible to go to Cal State. AVID, if you go through AVID, seniors, 96% meet A through G requirements. So districts continuously ask us to support that. We've had our staff go up 300% and more over the last 10 years I've been superintendent, so it remains one of our top priorities. Community engagement is also important. Every district has to address it in their local control accountability plan, and we have a team that works with all of our districts. We have an annual family summit. This year we did it at the University of Redlands and had about 1,000 parents that showed up to receive training on how to support their children. In early literacy, we received a $5 million state grant to be the regional lead to support early learning. We also received a $5 million grant from First Five to support early learning because we've collaborated with the partners, including First Five and Preschool Services out of San Bernardino County, which runs Head Start, and other groups to really make sure that the investment in the 0 to 5 for our cradle to career is emphasized in priority so students are ready to get into TK and K students. Early literacy is a huge priority. The first thing we did was try to find a platform so that every single parent in the county could access it at no cost. Our goal before that was, can we get books out to students? And 400,000 students, 400,000 books, that's a pretty big goal. And then is that the only thing you're going to do? So we looked at what can we do better to make sure that we had unlimited amount of resources for districts. And we partnered with First Five and we partnered with San Bernardino County to invest several $1 million in the first iteration, since then expanded it to buy a platform called Footsteps to Brilliance. It's available for any parent in the county. As long as they have a county zip code, they can have their student get on it. And there's thousands of books, thousands of literacy activities, game-based activities to really support vocabulary, phonics, and everything dealing with early literacy. And these shows you the statistics. Just look with books read. 400,000 students, we had 213,000 that's already been read, and for 23 and 24, and the culmination of that is far beyond that. So it's been a huge success in our county, and we encourage parents all over to go on our website to continue to get access. So we go out to the churches and the daycares. We have a team that does that and train teachers, all the preschools, and now initially it was just for preschool. Now we've expanded it to grade 3, so our school districts are taking advantage of it too. And we've also partnered with KVCR to make sure that we have a literacy series, that we have teachers from our school districts that are actors in the Learn With Me that is on KVCR. We had 13 episodes in season 1, and because it was so successful, KVCR agreed to do a second season, which is currently airing. I went to the opening, and it was about prepositions. And I won't ask you what a preposition is because most of us forget, but when we'll go to that first episode, you'll never forget. It's English and Spanish, and again, all of the pictures and illustrations are from our county, and the teachers that are starring in each episode are teachers in our county schools. So it's a great program. Human resources, we know we need to invest in getting more teachers and classified into teachers. The best teachers are classified members that are paraprofessionals that have already got the experience working with kids, especially in special education, which is what we have most of our students in. But we've been successful in getting grants to support the tuition for classified employees so they can get their credential. And out in the high desert, we realized it was tougher to recruit teachers out here to support special education programs. So we applied for a residency grant from the state of California, and we had 30 slots at $31,000 apiece that we've been able to utilize to get teachers to teach in our special ed programs. Innovation and Engagement branch is focused on career technical education and hands-on learning. We really need to build the workforce for the future, and I know that's a priority of Board Member Brady and all of you, but we want to invest in that. And when the state changed the funding for ROP and gave those dollars directly to districts as a 9-12 augmentation, the high desert knew the importance of CT, and we worked with the superintendents at that time to build a coalition and a collaborative, which you know as Mountain Desert Career Pathways. Matt Wells leads that. He's a county employee because we're the administrative unit for that. But we work together with our county ROP staff to really build the opportunities for students. And since then, we've had thousands of certifications using precision exams and other exams and measures to make sure students have those skills in the workforce that our businesses need to hire and continue to build upon our communities. So that's been wonderful to see. Today, I was just at a graduation because we also support adult learners. And we had 60 adults down in San Bernardino ceremony. Half of them were for healthcare certification, and the other half were for beginning and advanced drone certification. So we honor those adults to get their certifications, and we continue to look at ways we can build that. Student Services is our largest group of employees. We have 2,400 employees in county schools. 1,400 are in Student Services. And just to give you an example, on our budget, we have close to $500 million budget. Most of our money isn't given by the state. It's fee for service that districts pay to receive our services. One of the biggest is in special education. We're not required to serve special ed, but because we have the expertise and we have the equipment, the credentialing of teachers that really understand students, the districts have all their students, particularly in mod severe and severe profound classes. These are the most disabled students taught by our teachers throughout the county. And there's 2,826 that we serve. Alternative ed, we are funded directly by the state. These are the students that are on probation, referred to probation, they're expelled from school, or they're in our juvenile court facilities. San Bernardino and out here in the high desert. And I tell you, we got a tremendous team that works with all TED students. These kids, when they get that TLC, can really do that 180 and start to make purpose to their lives. They have incredible challenges that they've dealt with, but so many of them really want to have a successful future. And through CTE experiences, these kids really start to see the light come on we had a van, a big, large van that came out to the West End where we had certified instructors to teach them welding. And once these kids started experience with that, they wanted to get that certification, and partnering with their labor associations, now they have jobs that they can get right out of high school, and their lives are completely different. So it's really exciting. Even out of juvenile hall, most students in juvenile hall aren't there for a long time, but even if they're there just for a short period of time, they come out with first aid certification, CPR, and a food handler's card. So they now start to see the possibilities that they have. And we also have preschool students, the young ones that are at the earliest ages, and I love to go to those classrooms to see the excitement and energy of our youngest students. Technology services, I think we have one of the best CTOs in the state of California, David Thurston.
I agree.
He is phenomenal. He knows our network. He knows our structure. Because of him and the really strong request from our superintendents to emphasize AI, we started last year 3 levels of AI certification for technology leads. We have 33 districts, so when we planned our first one, we thought we'd get 33 directors of technology. We got over 150 because they brought their assistant superintendents, some superintendents, and other technology staff. And we started what's called a Spark 1.0, Spark 2.0, and Spark 3.0. So I can tell you that our districts are well versed in utilization of AI to make sure that it accelerates learning in their schools. And that's because of the digital learning services team that we have. And because of the success we've had, the state actually gave us the regional grant for computer science, which our digital learning services team is teaching throughout the state. But for connectivity and throughput, that's where we really shine as well, because we have an infrastructure that's set up through a consortium called BestNet, which every one of our districts is on. We started, when I came in the county, with 1 gig throughput. We went up to 10 gig, and now we're, I think, the second county office to get 100 gig. Our main node is over at Chaffee Community College, but because of the partnership with Dr. Weldon and Victor Valley Community College, we're upgrading our second node, which is here on this campus. You actually host that node to go up to 100 gig. And we've also got some money from the high-speed network to also allow for some flexibility in how the network's established. So if we have a power outage or a disaster, we have a node here in the high desert that can support school districts. So it's great to have that partnership and collaboration with our districts and Victor Valley in supporting technology. And so when you look at collective impact efforts, you know, we are aligned with our countywide vision that started with Greg Devereaux and the County Board of Supervisors. We've taken the lead on Vision to Read. That's the efforts we've talked about with early literacy and others, and we continue to support that in everything that we do. Fingerprint backgrounds, you know, we have to credit our legislators that really supported those efforts, because, you know, we have to fingerprint businesses that want to provide apprenticeships and hands-on learning to students. And the difficulty of that makes it difficult, but because of the partnership, we're able now to be a pool all of those requests into one to make it easier to get that accomplished. And our countywide student advisory, 400 kids from all regions, including Needles and including Barstow, to where we bring students in and we showcase our countywide vision and our community vital signs, which is health, safety, the economy. And we ask students, what are your recommendations on how we can make our county better? Dave Olney is great out here in the high desert, allowing his facility as well as Needles and Barstow. And when we ask the kids that effort and they get into groups and mix them groups up with students from different schools, they come out with some phenomenal recommendations. After building a PowerPoint presentation, they present them to elected officials, city council members, school board members, federal and state delegates. And certainly if any of you are interested, let us know. It happens in the spring. But when you listen to the kids, they have some incredible ideas. The high desert always has great students that give recommendations. And all of the efforts that we do with student activities, because we also do our performing arts. We start off with mock trial, academic decathlon, science and engineering fair, countywide honor band, countywide honor orchestra, at our countywide student advisory. All of those activities are offered to our school districts, our charter schools, and our private schools. So we want to make sure every student, no matter where they go to school, has an opportunity to participate in that. And then, and this is another area with dual enrollment. I mean, I'll tell you, when I came in, the dual enrollment was difficult, the numbers weren't that strong, and because of people like Dr. Weldon and our other community college presidents, we've really increased those numbers. So now our high schools are really embedded with dual enrollment. I think, I had the numbers, I think it was 7,800 students we have countywide that are enrolled in dual enrollment programs. And our superintendents really want that opportunity so they can start early in getting their college credits before they even graduate from high school. And then finally, and I know I'm trying to go fast, but I wanted to make sure I was within the time limit. Finally, we serve as the administrative agent for JPAs and consortiums that support students and programs. The biggest being our SELPAs, which are special education local plan areas. We have our largest out here in the high desert with K-HELP. It also is a consortium for charter schools for special education. We have our West End SELPA, and we have our East Valley SELPA. We also have CECC, which is our Computer Educational Computer Consortium. So not only do we provide the business and HR software for our districts, all of our districts in our county, we also have other counties, Mono, Inyo, and others that subscribe to those services to utilize it for their programs. We have a JPA for California Risk Management and Health Benefits. So districts try to reduce their costs in those areas by forming that coalition, which we are the administrative unit for the employees. And so I kind of went through that fast and covered a lot of areas, but I wanted to leave at least a couple minutes for any questions you may have. But it's really, I really appreciate the opportunity to spend a few minutes to talk to you about what's taking place at San Marino County Superintendent of Schools.
Any questions?
No. Ted, I want to thank you for coming up here. Mr. Nunez does a great job, and I think Matt Wells is a rock star.
He's great.
No, I mean, the Valley has needed that piece for years and years and years. We had an economic development organization out here for years, full 25-member board, and that was the part we didn't get, and I think Matt really has brought that together. So hopefully someday somebody will take the ball and do that, because I think those two things work well. He really does a great job, and so does Mr. Nunez. Thanks again for coming up tonight.
And Mr. Nunez is our community liaison manager, so if anybody has any questions or need connections to any part of County Superintendent Schools, Norm is the best person to get a hold of. He knows all of our branches, all of our programs, and because of his connections to the community, we've really been able to expand partnerships to provide support to our communities.
It's almost like there's nobody in the county he doesn't know.
Really quickly, Superintendent Alejandro, very great presentation. I really enjoyed it. So I think it's really impressive to have all 33 districts budget to have a positive certification. That's no easy feat. So you're to be commended on that. I have one quick question, and it has to do with the upcoming federal administrative changes. And I'm only asking this because I know that you're in the know. Do you anticipate, or are you aware of any changes that may be coming down the pipeline that could affect us here locally?
Yeah, that is a great question, and that's something I didn't mention, but it's important to know that our county, our school board members in our county realize the importance of being knowledgeable about legislation and any impacts to our school districts, not just from the federal level, but from the state level. Right. So we have a consortium called SANDABS, which has an executive committee of 18 individuals, 9 board members, 3 from the desert, 3 from the East Valley, 3 from the West End, and 9 superintendents. And every month we meet to get updates on federal updates and state updates. So as that comes through, we start working with we have our legislators invited, their staff members come to the meeting, and we really talk about what can we do to make sure that any legislation that goes through has a positive impact on what our goals and objectives are in our schools. And I'll tell you, it's been great. It's led, the co-chair for this year is Dave Olney, who's a superintendent in Hesperia Unified School District, and the board member co-chair is Karen Gray, who's out of Silver Valley. So that's the way we really keep track of what's taking place and how to prepare for it.
Thank you.
I would just agree that you have the best CTO in the state.
Thank you.
It's my brother.
David, he's been called upon. I tell you, his efforts in cybersecurity are top level. We've had 4 districts over the last 3.5 years that have been hit with ransomware. And it's cost them to be shut down. It's cost millions of dollars for them to get back up to speed. And the first person they called to find out help was our CTO, who immediately responded with his team. We developed training, we have training labs, we've changed those over to actual computers that the districts were able to use to continue with their business and HR functions, because we're all on the same network, which is a good thing, but we wanted to make sure they were able to keep business, so payroll and all those other key things could go forward while they were down for the days and weeks in some districts were because of cyber issues, and so that remains to be a big priority. And he knows the infrastructure throughout the whole county. I'll tell you, Kurt Hagman, when we went through COVID, was phenomenal as the leader of the Board of Supervisors. He worked with us to give us, it's almost $30 million to build the infrastructure and support our school districts, not just with devices and hotspots, but infrastructure projects that build their levels of connectivity. And out here in the high desert, I mean, there's some areas here that are very challenging remotely, and that's what one of the big purposes of K-12 high-speed network, which I mentioned I'm on the board, because we've given millions of dollars through what was referred to as big grants to make sure that our small and remote districts got dollars to have connection and connectivity for their students. And Dave has led those efforts, and well trusted and respected by all of our districts.
Thank you so much.
Anything else? No? Thanks for driving.
Thanks, Ted.
Okay, thank you so much, appreciate it.
Thank
Drive
you for
safe.
being here.
And then, is Ben Port here yet?
No,
Not
Asha.
yet. We'll skip it.
Asha Jones is going to come on up and make the presentation for Brightline. So Asha, thanks for coming here. It's Brightline West, I'm sorry.
Gonna get connected real quick. So apologies that I went to the wrong location.
But you got a good tour of the high desert,
I
right?
did. I met some great people. Professor in the Criminal Justice Department. Front office staff is great, very accommodating, so forgive me. It has been a long day. I left Las Vegas at 4 o'clock this morning, and I've been to Brea, I've been to Rancho Cucamonga, and now I'm here tonight. So please forgive my,
Well, the president of our board was in Belgium yesterday in a hotel room in New York for 2 hours this morning and got here at 1, so.
so you understand, you need much more. But
No,
yes.
I feel your pain. I was gonna say, like, at some point, I'm probably falling asleep during this meeting.
Right.
And to anybody out there, if you don't get a picture of it, I have no respect for you. Just saying.
Don't worry, I got you guys.
Yeah,
You better get the
So-
picture and text it to me, or
We'll make sure. I joke, I say I'm a daughter of a Pentecostal minister, so I know what it means when people say, I'll be brief, and then they're not. But I just want to make sure that I don't keep the time too much longer than I've already kept you all. So I just want to start. My name's Asha Jones, first of all. I'm the Vice President of Corporate Affairs for Brightline West. I've been with Brightline about 11 months. My previous career was in politics and government for 20 years, so I decided I wanted to make a change, and why not Brightline? I'm pretty much from Las Vegas, so I've heard about this project my whole life. When I was in high school, we were gonna get a train, and now it's here, so I'm really excited. The first thing I say about this picture, that is the train, but that is not what it will look like. Many of you, I'm not sure if you know, but the train will go up the middle of I-15. So you will have cars all around it, and then there'll be basically walls on the side. But that is the idea, to give you what it's gonna look like. But we are building a train. So let me start with, our motto is too long to drive and too short to fly. So our goal is to connect city pairs that fit that. And the bottom circle on the left is the Brightline West alignment. Brightline Florida is on the right, and that is currently operating. I don't know if any of you have taken it in Florida. Mr. Brady, have you tried it in Florida?
I'm planning on being down there by April.
Okay, let us know so we can get you hooked up. And then if you look at the map there, if you look at the orange, those are potential opportunities. Not anything we're working on right now. I do participate in some calls for Texas. Having grown up driving from Vegas to Dallas every summer, getting across the state of Texas is no joke. And the opportunity to connect those city pairs will be huge, but Brightline, Florida. So we were established in 2018, started in Miami, going into West Palm Beach, and then in 2023, we opened our Orlando station. The Orlando station is in the airport, so it's in the Orlando airport. They were in the process of expanding the airport, and we had a conversation and were able to make that happen. So you exit in Terminal 1. If you want to catch the train, you come over to Terminal 3, and you can go wherever you need to go along our alignment. One of the things about Brightline, we want it to be an experience. So many people have taken trains, especially on the East Coast and even in other countries. But the idea is customer service is key. So when people feel like they're traveling and they're being treated well, they're happier people and they want to come back. Not bashing any other mode of transportation, but we know that it's hectic when you travel. So we compare ourselves against some of the lead industries in our community. And our customer satisfaction score has been at the top, and we look at that every month to make sure that people are reporting out on how their experience is. And in Florida, we want to give you the full treatment. When I first came to Brightline, I went to Florida, nobody knew who I was. I was walking around the station. I didn't have a badge or anything on, and the people were so nice. And then later on that day, when they found out who I was, they were really, really nice. But it was one of those things that I was like, okay, I saw you at first and you treated people correctly, and that's what we want to see. So what we've built, we're going to talk a little bit about Florida. Our flagship stations right now are Miami and Orlando. As I said, Orlando's in the airport. Miami is in downtown Miami. It was the first station. It is one of our largest stations. Both of those have lounges. We call it the premium lounge. It's kind of like the VIP lounge based on your ticket price. There's a regular lounge. There's also a bar area. There's shopping. There's all these things that just kind of make you feel comfortable. One of the key things is when you take a Brightline train, you don't have to get there an hour before, 2 hours before. You can literally get there 20 minutes before, and I have tested that. Didn't have to call anybody to hold the train, but I was pretty close. But the idea is it's an experience. It's clean. It's inviting. We even have a fragrance, which I blame Vegas for because we do that in the casinos in Las Vegas. We have a Brightline fragrance, so I'll have to get you guys some candles so you know what the station smells like. But the idea is when you walk in, we want you to be at ease. And these are our two larger stations. Now, our inline stations, these are smaller stations. These are, they do not all have the lounges and everything. There's some, a little bit of shopping, but they're small, they're boutique. These are the stops that you make in between the two larger. So Boca Raton, West Palm Beach, Aventura, Fort Lauderdale. We are seeing, right now that we're seeing a lot more people going the whole route, Orlando to Miami. We have these other stops and they're using those, but people are really on for the long haul. But these stations, once again, they kind of fit the neighborhood or they're the beginning of something in the neighborhood. They're Brightline, hence. People do answer the phone and say, have a bright day. I haven't got there yet, so don't judge me, Mr. Brady, if you call me and I just say hello. But the idea is we want it to be inviting, and that's what those are, so. All right. Now, this is the part that we're talking a lot about right now between Rancho, Victor Valley, and Vegas. The areas that we're in, the yellow highlighted area was just dirt before we came in. And we came in and not only developed the station, but developed the area around it. Some of that was done by us. Some of that was done in partnership with other people. We sold the land, we sold projects, but the key is we went to the community leaders, and found out what they really needed. One of the needs that they had was a grocery store. That area of town had not had a grocery store in 40 years. We built a grocery store, we built a Publix in the base of one of those buildings that you see there. There's 2 residential towers, there's commercial towers, but that kind of spurred a lot of development around the station. So that's something that we plan to do here. On the Vegas site, we have 110 acres, which I'll cover. We only need about 30 acres for the station. So we're having discussions about what the rest looks like. Right now, one of the things rumored to be next to us, although they keep switching, is the new basketball arena that's coming to Las Vegas when we get our team that we're not taking from California. We're going to get an independent team, so I can't even bring up the A's and the Raiders. I get some glares when I'm here, but no more teams from California. We're starting fresh. But we'll have a basketball stadium, and that kind of tells you the area that the station's going to be in, what we're expecting. Okay. Excuse me, my voice. All electric trains. We have 0 at-grade crossings. That means the trains can go all the way through. They're only stopping at stations. Our line in Florida is on a freight line, so we have a lot of at-grade crossings. It goes through the city. Because we're operating in the median of the I-15, we don't have to stop. And that allows us to, number one, hit those speeds that we need to hit to be truly high-speed rail. And also, it allows us to just move quick enough that we can get people where they need to go. Up to 200 miles an hour. I think high speed is 178. We expect to be at about 200, most of it. When we get to the Cajon Pass, we will slow down some. We know that is tricky, but I talked to our engineers. When I first started, that was my question. How are we gonna traverse the Cajon Pass? And they're like, well, have you ever taken the train in Europe? And I was like, yeah, I have. And they were like, well, have you ever looked at, and I said, well, not really, I don't pay attention. But all of our engineers and designers have worked on those trains all over the world. So when I asked them about the Cajon Pass, they're like, if we can build in the desert in Dubai, if we can build in the mountains in Japan, I think we can handle the Cajon Pass. So they've let me know that we are good. The 11 million one-way passengers per year, we are excited. I know if anybody goes back and forth on the 15, I do this drive a lot. My mother lives in Orange County. She actually teaches at Cal State Fullerton. And if I don't see her once a month, I'm a bad daughter. So I come out and, I fly sometimes, but I drive. It's a nice drive until I got caught in the battery fire. And so that was an experience that I don't ever want to live again. And I know that we can't totally avoid it, but what we are is an option. People will still fly, people will still drive, but they have the option of taking the train. Oh, bless you, thank you. Again, our Las Vegas station, 110-acre site, excuse me. I've been talking all day long, which I love to do, but so I'm gonna show a map in a minute that shows how close we are to the Strip. We know that people come to Las Vegas, not just to do gaming, but that is our signature, but we wanted to make sure that it was accessible. One of the things about this, you'll be able to book your whole trip from door to door through our app. That means we have a relationship with Uber, where you can book your Uber, you can book your train ticket, and you can book your transportation to one of the hotels on the Strip, all from the same app, and it will be one ticket. Again, we want to give people an experience. So if you're not having to book everything separate, we hope that that will ease travel for folks. Our vehicle maintenance facility, we will have two. The one in Nevada is located in Sloan, Nevada, which is about 15 minutes from our station. This is where the trains will be serviced and cleaned, and it's where a lot of our administrative staff will be. So when we talk about the jobs, and I'll get to that in a minute, but the jobs that are coming, the vehicle maintenance facility is one of the areas. The other thing that we're looking to do, and things I'll be talking to you guys about in the future, we have to train our workforce. High-speed rail is not something that we have on the West Coast. It's not something we really have in the US. And we want to make sure that we're building our own workforce. I've talked to some people. We want to start in high school, because the reality is, by the time the train is finished, kids who are in high school now will just be graduating. And we need them to have an interest in it. So within our company in Florida, we have a program where you come in as whatever. When I was going through my intake, there was a guy who was coming in as a barback, but he had a fascination with trains. I'm meeting all these people who love trains. It's not just Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. It's apparently a lot of people love trains. And he said, I'm here to be a barback because I want to work my way into the conductor program, which is possible. So you can go from a barback to that. So we do want to train internally, but we also recognize with the demand and the opportunities we have, we need to grow our workforce. So we will be having discussions with you all about that. We want to identify, support, make sure we're connecting people to the right programs. Everything is not necessarily a 4-year degree. What do those programs look like that move people quickly into opportunities? Here's our map for Las Vegas. I am having one done for California. I met with Rancho. They sent me some samples, so we're working on that. But this is just to show you what we're close to. So we recognize, and I've actually updated this. I need to update my slide deck to reflect some of the other things, like the Sphere is a big one. It's next to the Wynn. Our Allegiant Stadium, which is where our basketball team our football team plays. I keep them focused on basketball. The T-Mobile Arena, which is where the Aces play, and then all of the resorts. The idea is we know where people are going. We just had Amazon in Vegas last week. They brought 75,000 people. They took over every convention center. They had the convention center, the Venetian, the Mandalay Bay, and I think they had one other one. Caesars has a new area. So we know that the traffic is coming, and we know that a lot of it is coming from California. So again, easing that process. building up communities. We talk about the economic development, over 10 billion of direct spend. So this is, of course, the people who are doing construction, the workers who are on the sites, but it's also everything we're using for the sites. So we've updated our website to reflect if you're interested in being a subcontractor or a vendor. You click on a link, it takes you to a form. We send that form to our prime contractors every week because we do have a small business goal of 8.9%, and I believe that doesn't have to be a goal. I think it's something we can definitely achieve. So when we look at this impact, we want it to go across the alignment. We know that only 37 miles of the rail is in Nevada, so I get reminded of that quite often, but the grant came through Nevada, so the feds are very focused on us, but we're doing it across the whole alignment. The American Made by Union Labor, we do have a Buy America contract, but we also have a Buy America waiver for our first 2 trains. They will be built in Germany. Our engineers and our union workers and everybody will be going there to learn how to build the trains. Then they'll come back here and actually build the other 8. But we look at having 1,000 permanent jobs between all of our stations and our VMF, our vehicle maintenance facilities. So that impact, and not quite 100%, it's like 90% of those jobs are all union. The 10% that aren't are just because that doesn't exist for them. The emission-free trains, California does this much better, Nevada's getting on board. But by this, we reduce CO2 by 400 tons. When you talk about 400,000 tons, when you talk about what's in our air and what we're breathing, in Vegas, we call it the Dust Bowl. Sometimes you wake up in the morning and look out over the valley and you just see a ring of dirt that we're all inhaling until later in the day when it gets blown out. We don't want to be a part of the problem, we want to be a part of the solution. And lastly, getting cars off the road. Any reduction we can do relates to reducing highway deaths and injuries. And again, the frustration. On my way here, I was doing pretty good because I left at 4:30 in the morning, but I'm still traumatized from the battery fire. So whenever I think about whatever we can do to keep people safe, we want to do that. And again, have an experience they can enjoy. So when they get to where they're going, they're happy. These are just some of our latest milestones. So I'll start with the groundbreaking. We did that in April. We did not have a lot of time to put that together, so I think we got about 10 days notice, and we were able to pull together an amazing groundbreaking. In May, we selected Siemens as our rolling stock manufacturer. I was at the company 2 months before I figured out what rolling stock meant, because I'm not into trains, but they brought me up to speed. And then in September, Siemens announced the facility. It will be in Horseheads, New York. Horseheads, New York is in Senator Schumer's district, and this is one of those where they've already kind of been doing this work. Not exactly like this, they will have to learn, but they have a talent pool there that is gonna be someone we can stand up pretty quick to get it done. The big thing is the FSP grant agreement was signed in September. While we got the grant in January, we did 9 months of negotiations with the federal government. So I don't know if you've ever negotiated with the federal government, but it's more, you just get to where they want you to be. And it took us 9 months, but they signed the grant. The money is protected going into the next administration, which is a question I get a lot. We've talked to everybody. By them signing it in September, it assured that it will remain where it's at. So we're excited about that. The field investigation work in Nevada is now totally complete. In California, we are up to, I believe, Fontana. So we're getting close to the end there. I had a call with them last week. We're moving some things around and making sure that we can get that work done. I learned a lot about field investigation. Everybody's like, what does that mean? I said, when you look across our alignment, there is different types of dirt all the way through. Like Las Vegas, we have a lot of caliche, which is very expensive to build and dig through. The dirt changes when you get to the high desert. It's just different all the way through. So we're going through, and you guys probably know this, some of you better than I do, but the boring and the testing of soil to figure out what we need to do to make sure we're successful and work with our contractors to give them what they need. So we're almost finished with that. Our financing is coming along very well now that we've hit, they wanted to wait till after the election. We have the $3 billion from the grant. We also received $3.5 billion in private activity bonds. And so our $6 billion, we're out talking to banks right now on the debt. And I wish somebody would fight to get my debt, but they haven't done that. But we have some very interested banks in doing that. And we expect by the end of this year, early January, to have that solidified. So that'll be a big announcement, because once that's done, we can finalize the contracts and then begin moving forward. So we're hopeful to see that you will have construction as people expected in the first quarter of next year. I tell people there's construction happening, but they're like, I didn't see it. But if you drive out there, you will. We took the FRA administrator and the folks from there actually 2 weeks ago and drove the whole alignment with them, and were able to show them where construction was happening. So it's here. We're actually building a train. I get that question all the time. Is it really going to happen? I'm like, no, it's definitely here. We're picking up speed. I'll probably be reaching out to a lot of people here, not just about the education that we have to do, but also trying to identify small businesses that we can work with that can be connected to our contractors. I think the economic opportunities should be everywhere. And even talking with our labor unions about the pre-apprenticeship programs, they constantly remind me that they have a ton of apprentices that aren't working. And I was like, okay, but we also need more people coming into the field. In Nevada, during our project, we'll have potentially one or two film studios coming in. We'll have the baseball stadium being built, the basketball stadium being built. We know that construction will be in demand. I mean, everything you guys have going on around Southern California for the Olympics will be a demand. So we know that we need to continue training people and getting them ready, not just to build the train, but to work on the train. So hopefully I didn't talk too fast, but if you have any questions, I will be glad to answer them or find an answer.
So I have a question.
Yes.
I happen to be the chair of the Inland Desert Employee Apprenticeship Program.
Okay.
So we have approved apprenticeship programs through Chaffey College and Victor Valley College for industrial electrical, mechanical, and mechatronics. We are also forming up with the Manufacturing Industrial Technology Apprenticeship Program through the Launch Network through the state of California, and I'll be the chair of that group as well. And that really expands the apprenticeship programs that are available to you through Victor Valley College locally right here.
I would love to talk, and I'll get you with our team. As we look at, there's 9 zones and 9 contractors responsible for each area. And like I said, all the construction happens in these kind of phases. So I want to make sure we talk to the right people with timing, especially there'll be a lot of electrical work.
There's both union and non-union companies that participate in this program. So you're going to have a vast number of available employees that are going to come into your pipeline. Okay. Right here in the high desert that are very happy. Plus you're lucky. You only have to deal with San Bernardino County. In this state.
They've been good to us, no. And our project is all union, so if they're non-union, they've got to, make that. And I get that all the time. How do we make this happen? The unions tell me people are knocking on their doors now trying to become union. So we do want to make sure we have
You'll have an available
people.
workforce, let me just say that.
Thank you. Okay, I will follow up with you.
And I just happen to be going to Miami for the holidays. And I'd be very interested in riding the train up to Orlando because I have a grandson that wants to meet an astronaut. So I'll have to get your number.
I will. I'll get you set up. You're going to enjoy it. And your grandson will too. It's very family friendly. When I got on the first time, I sat in one of those seats where you face each other. And so at each stop, I got like 3 different seatmates. And we exchanged cards and had conversation. Not that I want to do that all the time. I get on the plane, I put my AirPods in, I'm like, don't talk to me. But I was trying to test what works, so I will definitely get you connected.
So Ms. Jones, as president of the Victor Valley College, I want to tell you that we have developed the ability to move and be nimble and to be quick about developing programs and creating the kind of training that anyone needs. So for my part, my cabinet is right over there on my vice presidents. Just to your right. We are at your service and we are ready to train and to educate and to upskill whatever it is that we can do here at Victor Valley College. We're at the door eager. So we hope to talk to you about that.
Definitely, and you guys are in the thick of it because you're right in the middle. So everybody talks about working in Vegas or working in Rancho, but most of the rail is in between, and we need people who can access that. I am a big community college proponent. I worked at our community college for just 2 years, but I say it was the biggest kept secret in Las Vegas because even though it's the largest higher ed institution in Nevada, it is the most nimble because people want to adapt and want to make change. So I would definitely.
If
we
I
will-
might brag a little bit, we are more nimble than most.
Okay.
And we are, the last 2 years, the fastest growing community college in California and one of the top in the nation in growing. And that's because we have figured out how to, jack me demo, jack me quick, jump over the candlestick. That's what we've learned to do. We are professionals at jumping over that candlestick.
I can vouch for that personally. They do a
You've been
very,
through.
very
So
good job.
thank you for,
And that's how it'll be. It's going to be quick. I keep telling people until we had finished financing and all of that, we were kind of moving slow, but now it's going to pick up quick, and we need to be able to be responsive. So I will make sure that our team, I'll get everybody connected to the right people.
thank you.
Asha, because of technology, Mr. Terrell already has your cell phone on his.
Good
So all you
deal.
gotta do is, do that little flip.
Right.
I will say this, I think this is a game changer for the 90,000 people that drive down below a day, 30 that come back on up here. The only thing I'll suggest, and we talked about the other day on our conference call, is your Hesperia location. I think you're gonna need about a parking lot that's 10 stories high and it's gonna hold 5,000 cars.
Yes,
Their
you said
parking
that.
structure is gonna hold 300 cars down there.
Oh, no.
It's not enough.
And so I'm just telling you that there's gonna be such a demand for people that to me, if somebody calls me and says, hey, Joe, can you come on down here to Southern California? I have to look at what day of the week it is and do I want to go through the Cajon Pass
Never
and
on
the,
Friday.
and the pain, the pain that goes through that pass. So you guys are a game changer. And
I learned about pain in the past. Is that a?
there's actually, no, it's a
It's an X.
Group on
Yeah, it's a great, yeah.
Right.
There's actually a couple of them. There's even one in Spanish.
We all need to know. No, I look forward, we're going to create something similar, but we won't call it that. But we want people to be able to get construction updates. Because it will be, as we go through this, we are in the median, but there are times when we have to veer off. So we'll have some road closures and things and trying to negotiate and navigate those to make sure they're not as bad as they could be. But pain in the past, I follow it now just, to know. But recognizing that we can ease that, especially for people going to work. We realize people are going back and forth. So we do have dedicated times in the morning and the evening for Hesperia to make sure that we're able to move people that way.
I'll just say to share with everybody, a good friend of mine, probably somebody that Steve knows, Vince Bomarito, is with Sully Miller. I know you know Vinny. He's the project manager for the I-15 widening. So the widening that we see now will stop. So the K-rails are going to stay up for them, and so they're almost done. Their punch list will be done by February, because I call him all the time to ask him when that thing's going to be done, and he said, we're almost kind of done. And I said, well, what about the middle? And he goes, well, we're saving that for Brightline. So
They're saving that for us. This is us working together.
Yeah,
Sharing
congrats.
expenses. Yeah, I'm on the, we have a committee between California and Nevada through the LVCBA focused on the 15 and everything that needs to happen because we move so much through there. I personally have asked for a separate highway for all the trucks. That would be great if the semis could just go somewhere else, but that hasn't happened yet, so.
Thanks again for coming tonight.
All right, thank you, and
God
again,
bless.
my apologies.
Travel safe.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're not driving back tonight, are you?
No, I was, but I'm not now.
Yeah, no, good. All right, so it's my turn to report out on goals. Of course, it couldn't be. Joe wasn't kidding, by the way. I actually haven't seen a bed since Sunday night. My flight from Belgium that was supposed to come diverted back to Paris. We ended up in Paris all day, and then Paris to JFK, and so yeah. Sunday night, I'm struggling to see at this point, quite literally. So goal 3 is my goal to report out on, demonstrate commitment to supporting and improving student outcomes, particularly by implementing racial equality interventions to close existing gaps in learning outcomes, specifically for VVCs underperforming. So we've done quite a bit of work in this. I'm going to butcher the name, the Umoja Uzmini. Did I get close? Scholars Program focuses on assisting our African American community, which has grown significantly in its first semester back at Victor Valley College with 110 new student applicants since July, bringing the total to 170. This fall, the program facilitated 30 workshops and programs, bringing its impact model to engage students. Umoja has secured priority registration under the 1B block to ensure equitable access to courses and has partnered with Tutoring and Academic Support Center for math tutoring. The team expanded with an administrative assistant and 3 student assistants. The village space is being furnished to serve a hub for workshops and student services. Also, they are connecting with the heritage students at Adelanto High School. They took 21 students to the HBCU caravan at Riverside Community College and brought 24 students back to the Umoja XX conference in Los Angeles. So sounds like good things are happening there. Goal 4, in response to recent significant growth in full-time equivalent students, the board is addressing necessary improvements of facilities, the master plan, et cetera. The comprehensive classification and compensation study of classified professionals has driven strategic reorganization across key operational departments, including fiscal services, payroll, human resources, maintenance and operations, information technology services, services to students and auxiliaries. These structural changes were implemented to optimize our organization effectiveness and efficiency through right sizing and strategic positioning of roles. We have improved the delivery of services as we continue the full implementation and reorganization to strengthen our capabilities and align with our growth. So there's a little report out on board goals 3 and 4. Speaking of, we're going to need to reassign 2 goals.
Well, that's not.
I mean, not now, but.
No, the way you've been doing it, you don't assign the board members a goal.
Well,
The board-
kind of.
We pass them around every month, and Stephanie prepares a reading of talking points for you, varying the goals. So the goals aren't assigned to any one particular trustee. If you want to do that, the next planning session, this next year, we can do that, but the last 2 years, you have not done that.
We've kind of always had our little, our kind of goal that we were responsible for.
That was history,
Initially,
yes.
we did that, yeah.
3 years ago, yeah.
I'm living in the past.
You are.
Dan.
Get some rest.
All right, individual
Not
board.
right
That was a nice way of saying move on, please.
Right, yeah, later. I'm moving on. Individual Board of Trustee reports. Jen, let's start with you.
Thank you so much for starting with me.
You'll remind me of the things that I did.
Always will. So it was such a pleasure to join a lot of you at the Christmas party on Friday night. The party was amazing, the masquerade ball. I don't know if you don't recognize me now without my mask on, but it was me there. And after seeing the is it called acrobats? Aerialists, thank you, Haley. And so I need to go to the gym. That's all I'm going to say about that. Period. Thank you. It was so much fun. Merry Christmas. Had a blast with you guys.
Jill?
Haley, you did a great job.
Wow, that was the shortest one ever.
It was.
No, I have passed before.
Oh.
So you guys follow suit, shortest one ever. Thank you.
Haley and your team, you guys knocked it out of the park. Really, as Jen said, great party, great. I mean, it was really the first time we'd been in here for an event like that, and everything seemed to flow. Everybody was really happy and had a great conversation with Kirsten and Jaime, and we really enjoyed that. So, I had the opportunity of going to San Francisco to the CCLC conference, and the number one topic there is the number one topic at a industrial development conference I attended 6 weeks ago in Southern California is AI. It was in almost every presentation, AI was the topic, and whether or not we're prepared, we're thinking about it. Some colleges are way ahead. I'll report out in January and February on a couple of the other topics because of just time tonight, but I would, and I'll talk to Dr. Dan, there's a lady with Riverside Community College that has really honed in on this, and other colleges are reaching out, and she's able to go on out and just kind of talk about the whole thing. I'm 68, so AI is a little scary. I've gotten where I've gotten without it, but in our office now, we've decided that we have to move forward. So it is, we just took 5 documents today that I had written over a course of time, and they're putting them in the computer and to see what ChatGPT says about them. So it's be kind of
What do they
interesting.
say?
Well, it was kind of like part of a business plan I did 5 times over the last 10 years. Yeah. So no, we don't know. But I will say one thing. Francisco asked it to come up with, well, what can you do in commercial real estate? And it printed out 3 pages. It's almost scary, but
It's not scary.
yeah.
It's
So-
exciting. Embrace it, Joe.
Yeah. Today, as kind of a part of a dialogue that happened here when Juan Carrillo was here, and he made a comment to our board. Some of you, it didn't matter. He said, Joe, I'm sure your industry is real upset with my vote on AB 98, and they were. From that, and with some help, we held probably the most powerful meeting I think it's held in at Bear Valley Country Club in probably 15 or 20 years with people that bring stuff. I mean, we had the chairman of the California Business Property Owners Association. We had a lot of major players in Juan Carrillo today, and it was a rather interesting. It really all started here. So, you know, I kind of want to thank the board for having him here, and I think a lot of great things came out of it. One thing that did come out of it is one of the members that was there, about 30 people there, is the executive director of NAIOP, which is National Association of Office and Industrial Properties, very powerful Southern California group. And then they're a national group, and he happens to be a trustee in Orange County. So we're talking about a need that Dr. Walden and I have talked about, and how do we deal with the 80 million square feet of industrial development that's coming in the market right now, and how those people are going to get trained. So we had a little off conversation, and we're going to continue that. I do want to tell you all a little story. How many of you here don't like peas, the vegetable? Okay.
You're the only one, Haley.
No. So since I was a little kid, I had never eaten a pea, and I swallowed every one my mother ever made me eat. I was a bad kid, and I ended up in a Marines military school in Anaheim, California. And one night, I threw my peas back that were put on my plate by the nun in the bowl, and I went through like 15 glasses of milk and swallowed every pea. I've never had a pea, and I don't like a pea. But, you know, I had my first pea here, was at the VVC Foundation, the President's Circle lunch. And to Tyler and to Marcelina, she emailed me today. She goes, how did you like the lunch? I said, I'm going to tell a story tonight that I had my first pea soup here at the college, and I broke a 68-year, I hate peas. So Tyler Bush, God bless you. You're an incredible, and that lunch was out of the world, and your cheesecake probably had about 1,200 calories in it.
And some peas on it.
Oh, no, I'm telling you, you couldn't, you know, I've had this thing all my life about the taste of peas. Tasted great.
See, there you could have just skipped military school if you didn't eat those peas.
No. The last thing, I want to personally welcome Dr. Griffin and Steve. I think you're going to make two great board members or trustees. You know, obviously, I think you both know where this college has been. I think you both know where this college is. And the only thing I'm asking for anybody that's on this board is that we just work together, because I think we've got the most incredible leadership of any of the 116 community colleges out there. I am proud in one of the breakout sessions, and too bad John's not here to hear this, Bill McManus, who is with PPL. He's one of the senior, and he's with Butte Community College. I'm in one of his classes, there's 50 people in there, and he's talking, and he said, and I want to commend Victor Valley Community College for where it's gone. So he was talking about where colleges go when they go offline, and I sat there, I almost cried, because he remembers sitting in the SAC one night. We had 5 board members, we wouldn't talk to each other. So I just want to finish with that and wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and God bless America.
Perfect. All right.
Great.
God bless America.
Trustee Griffin?
Okay, well, it's true, I don't like peas. When I was in the 8th grade, I made a decision. I had eaten so many peas, so many black-eyed peas and green peas. I made a decision in 8th grade, no more peas and no more rice. And so I pretty much stuck to that. But in terms of reporting, I hate that I missed the masquerade ball. I just didn't plan properly, so I missed it. But I love to dance, so with proper planning, I'll definitely be at the very next one. All right, great. But other than that, well, thank you, Dr. Walden, for officiating the ceremony tonight. I appreciate that. But other than that, I have nothing else to report. Thank you all for being here as well. Thank you. That's it.
Trustee Terrell?
So I had the opportunity to go to Cocoa with the Popo, and the hot chocolate was good, and the discussion was good. And then last night I was able to attend the Regional Public Safety graduation for Class 79. So I'm a big supporter of CTE, and I'll continue to be.
Nice, all right. I'll keep mine brief. Attended a couple of sporting events out here on the field. That was wonderful. One of them was brutally cold, but it was wonderful. Had a great time. And I would just like to give a warm welcome to our two newest trustees and say if you ever need anything, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to answer any questions or provide any help or information, whatever you might need. So welcome. It's good to have you aboard.
Sorry, I mean, I mean that too. I didn't say it, but same. Samesies.
Jen,
I'm the jerk.
Jen clearly does not welcome you or want to help you whatsoever.
Sorry about that.
All right.
Trustee Wood.
Oh, and your report out. Sorry.
Hi. All right, so. Hello, everyone. I got to attend, last Friday, I got to attend the Study-a-thon and VVC Art Show, and I want to say a big thank you to On Weiss, Frank Foster, ASB, and all the supporting sponsors that helped out with this event to make it a success. I also attended with ASB, the Student Senate for California Community Colleges. That was a great event. VVC still showed the most engagement within all the 116 community colleges. And I also am now part of the Student Trustee Caucus, where we will be expressing our perspectives to the Student Senate on different student trustee matters within the state. And yesterday, I also attended the Class 79 graduation. It was amazing, and my advisor, Robert Sewell, and I both agreed that it was impressive with how in sync the graduates were when they spoke. Thank you.
Perfect.
President Wood, can I say one thing?
Sure.
I did attend a class down here, the sewing class. They had made the quilt this last year. Richard, thank you very much. Dr. Tarango, thank you. But I got to meet Dr. Tarango's mother-in-law. And she was, no, there were 30 ladies in that room, and I'm going to tell you, she was so proud of you. And I told everybody how proud she was, so I just wanted to acknowledge you again publicly. Your mother-in-law loves you, and she's real proud of you. And it was great to be there.
That's mother-in-law. That's good.
Okay, so my report's next.
No.
And you can see my report is going to be extra short tonight because I knew we had a lot of other stuff going. So ASB goals.
Hello again. Hi. Hi. All right, so over the past weeks ago, November 21st, we had our botanical garden event where a bunch of students came and supported, and we planted 20 to 30 things within our botanical gardens. And then info on the timeline of our goals will be coming soon in January, so be on the lookout for that. And I'll conclude ASB goals.
All right, so who's coming, Kirsten or? All right, so tonight is legally required foundation audit report to the Board of Trustees. You're gonna have to turn up her mic, I can tell you that. He can turn it up, you don't have to bend down, just. It's supposed to be.
It was, okay, there we go.
Supposed to be fancy.
Green.
All right. Okay, good evening, Board of Trustees, Dr. Walden, and Student Trustee Reyes. I'm Amber Watson, the Fiscal Services Supervisor from the Victor Valley College Foundation. Tonight, I'll be presenting to you our 23-24 audit.
Excuse me, Amber. Tim,
Yes.
Can you give us more volume up here? on the platform, on the dais? Thank you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You go, girl.
Okay.
Be loud and proud.
Smith Marion is our auditor for the VVC Foundation, specializing in nonprofit audits in the 990s. The team of Kendra and Carlos presented to our foundation finance committee and our audit committee in early November. And then Kendra came to our foundation board of directors meeting on November 12th. The team has been auditing our financials for over 10 years now. Here is our assets of what we have at the foundation. As you can see, our investments did very well this past year, and we were able to get quite a big gain there. Our liabilities were pretty small. Basically, that's just a timing issue between campus grants, what's been received by June 30th, and then we're billed after that time period. So this year we were able to kind of get our amount down and get everything processed before the year end. Here's our net assets at the end of the year. Our perpetual in nature is basically all of our endowments that we don't touch, so that just stays there and they're in our investment accounts. Here is how we made our money. So as you can see, our donations, we have a lot of great donors here in the high desert and surrounding areas. Those come to us from different fundraisers, different things from VVC departments. We also had our events, and our investment returns was, as you can see, $340,000 about. Next, we have our expenses by function. So our program services, those include our campus grants, the President Excellence Fund, different VVC departments and scholarships. Our management in general is basically our operating expenses for the foundation, which include our softwares and different things that we have to use to run our foundation. And then our fundraising amount, which basically just covers our High Desert Education Summit and also our Hall of Fame. That covers our outside labor, videographers, our photographers, and things like that. Our major expenses for the year would be go through our grants awarded. So those are campus grants, different things that we award to our programs throughout the college. It's also different grants that are written from our office, such as the Southern California Sparks grant. There's one for fire, and also a lot of grants that are written for our Next Step program. And then I'd like to highlight our scholarships. So this amount looks really good and really big. About $380,000 of that was scholarships that were done through our in-house scholarship drive. And the rest of the amount is scholarships that come to us from outside agencies that come through our foundation office and then are distributed to our students. Note 11, our foundation finance committee wanted me to point this out to you. Basically, this is funds that are raised through the district foundation, but they're transferred over to the district, so they don't actually hit our financials. It's different grants that are written, state and federal grants. The amount may look, or it does look a lot lower this year, but that's due to the HERF funding, which was a COVID funding that was received that ended as of May 2023. We're also in our 5th year of the DHSI endowment. So by the end of this year, we'll have contributed almost $1 million to that endowment. It's not on the screen, but we also want to point out that every dollar we raise, this is in our 990, every dollar that we raise, 89 cents goes towards supporting our students. And our audit and the 990 can be found on our website. If you have any questions, I can answer those now, or you can email me with questions, and I'd be happy to answer them as soon as I can.
Just like, when you just said, Amber, that 89 cents goes to students, that's a marketing deal.
Absolutely.
We look at a lot of nonprofits, as you know, and that's a big thing. I would market that. I think that's a great slogan. Somebody take 89 cents that, people care about that. They don't want to give $1 and know that, 10 cents is gone. So that says a lot.
Thank you.
Good luck.
6 cents. All right. Thank you very much.
Still me.
Good job, Amber.
Chris, where are you? We got something really important here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So each year, the Greater High Desert Chamber of Commerce hosts an annual event called the Accolade Awards. And it's the opportunity for our business and government leadership community to come together and nominate folks who have done incredible things in our community. They recognize people in different categories, including inspirational large business, inspirational small business, most inspirational leader, and most volunteer. And then this year, we're very proud to announce that Ms. Kirsten Acosta was recognized as our most inspirational leader. So it's a very big deal to be celebrated in our community. We're incredibly grateful to have her, and I can tell you firsthand, she definitely lives up to that title. So we're very proud.
Let's give her a good hand. The foundation, I say this all the time. I tell the foundation board this. I tell Kirsten and her staff this. I tell everybody that the foundation has only two things to do. One is raise money to help our students and the programs that the students attend. Number two is to make us look good in the community. And that's exactly what they do a really bang-up job doing. And I wouldn't want to be the president here without the work of this great foundation. I really appreciate all your work and effort. And Kirsten, what a great award for you to get for us. That's great. We're sharing it with you, okay? I know it's your picture up there.
You did good for us.
I liked how he did that, It's like, yeah, well, you did a great job, but, it's like ours.
Yeah, well, we pay her.
It's going in our trophy case.
It's in your trophy case.
It's our award.
Yes, so the party, Haley Teeter and her group, that was so fantastic Friday night. I mean, that was awesome. And we really, that was fantastic. Looking at this whole thing with these walls up and just the whole event was just awesome. But we have a plan for next year. We're going to change, because I got jealous, because Trustee Terrell here, he told me that their company had like 250 people. And did they charge for that? Now
And
listen.
we give away quite a large number of items to the employees.
So going forward, I just got 3.5 years left on my contract, so y'all can do whatever you want after that. But going forward, we're not going to charge our employees for our Christmas celebration. And the other thing...
But they're going to charge the trustees.
No, not the trustees.
Charge us double.
And we'll let you know whether we can also include a +1. I'm going to have a powerful little group working on that this next year. We're going to raise money and figure out ways to get this done so that David, we're going to coordinate with the CTA so that you guys and us have a party on a different night. We would like to have, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll defer to you. You tell us the night that your party is, and we'll have it on a different night, because we want our faculty attending, because this is one college and we're all here working together.
Amen.
And we're happy to move it. In fact, you guys had it on Friday. We've been having ours on Friday. People kept saying to Haley, well, why don't we have it on Saturday? Now, David, that doesn't mean you change to Saturday now. You keep it on Friday or something. I don't know. You probably don't have any say on it, but you'll face your committee. Okay, I'll face your committee.
They wait for
I'm
your
good.
date to plan
But anyway, really, here's the truth. Our employees, they work all year long.
Amen.
Our classified professionals, our faculty, our staff, even our managers, which some would hate to admit, but yes, they do. They're killing themselves. They shouldn't have to pay to go to something that the business world does all the time to help their employees and to show gratitude. And so it's my goal that we hopefully can do it and also give you a +1. If we can't do the +1, we'll maybe charge a little bit for the +1, but we'll figure that out. But I just want you to know I'm announcing it ahead of time so that next year we're going to use this entire facility and have 400 or 500 people in here for that. So we'll work out a date that works for everybody. And anyway, I hope all of you have a happy holidays and celebrate, and happy Hanukkah over there, Jay, and anyone else that's his religion and or what his race, whatever it is you are. Okay, we will. And anybody else, whatever you're celebrating, we wish you a happy time, good time, safe time, and thank you. It's been an honor and a privilege to serve with you this last year. Thank you.
Thank you. And 9.1 Academic Senate.
How you doing? Welcome, Dr. Griffin and Mr. Tyrell. Welcome to the board. This last week at Academic Senate, we approved a recommendation for some updates to AP 4240, which is the academic renewal policy. It's been in existence for a while, but the updates that we did to it, that we ratified, were just made it a little bit more inclusive, make it a little easier for students to achieve it. We did a lot of things at that meeting, but that one I particularly like because it has a direct impact on students. Not everybody has the easiest time when they first go to community college. Not all of them are have a legacy of going to college. It's a new experience, and it's sometimes difficult. That one's near and dear to me because periodically I run into students in my academic side rather than academic senate as a teacher who are struggling. They have failed classes, multiple classes. They're facing dismissal. They're really struggling, and oftentimes I consult with them. And sometimes they'll say, I'm just a failure. And I'm like, no, you're not a failure. You just haven't yet succeeded. And then I tell them the story about how, went to 4 different colleges, 3 different colleges, got 4 different degrees. I graduated one time, magna cum laude, also with highest honors, but in valedictorian. But that's not my proudest achievement. This transcript right here from BBC from 36 years ago is.
Oh, wow.
I laminated it because I keep it in that bag and I bust it out once in a while. And I show them that my first 3 semesters are all D's, F's, and withdrawals. In the margins, they're highlighted. One semester says academic probation, and one says subject to academic dismissal. And I show them that to show them that I didn't fail. I continued to try, and I found what my niche was, because those classes don't ever ask me to do your books. Those were all accounting classes. Not good at that. It wasn't that I was dumb or I lacked focus. I hated what I was doing. It was an idea that somebody else had for me. But the point is that they need to continue. And that academic renewal policy, it's been in existence before, but I wanted to bring it up because it's very much an equity-based measure that helps our students directly. And those are the things that I think Academic Senate really needs to focus on because I think they're the things that are most impactful. So thank you for your time.
Love it.
Thank you. And 9.2 AFT part-time. Not here. ASB.
Hello for the 3rd time. Yes. All right, so ASB helps sponsor the Study-a-thon and art show. Again, amazing turnout. We, as ASB, are also helping out with the campaign of student emails migrating to Outlook. So anytime a student comes in to get their ID or use our computer lab, we're consistently talking to students and telling them and guiding them through the process on how to open their Outlook account. And we also have flyers that we are passing out to different departments and so forth. Winter spring IDs, they are in session right now. So we're consistently, again, talking to those students that come in, making sure they know the proper resources on campus for whatever their needs are. And just a little shout out for this Friday the 13th will be our Lights of Love event from 2 to 8 p.m. If you guys would like to see the magic happen. And that will conclude.
Thank you.
Yes, 2 to 8 p.m.
9.4 CSEA.
Good evening, Dr. Walden and Board of Trustees, and welcome Trustee Griffin and Trustee Tyrell. CSE and the district are continuing to negotiate our contract. We have made some progress. In fact, I think our last session we were able to TA a few articles, but of course we are also stuck on some things. Prior to our negotiations, we always send out a survey to our members asking them what their concerns are, what they'd like to see stay, and what they maybe would want to change. And we use those results to drive our negotiations. That's where we get our direction. We understand the board gives the direction to the district. Well, we get ours from our members. And there's a few things that our members adamantly instruct us not to give up. One of those is our Me Too clause. We have been instructed never to give that up or alter it in any way, and if we do, they won't ratify the contract. So I want to give you this information so you kind of understand why we do the things that we do in negotiations and the decisions that we make. So when we adamantly say we will not give up something, it's because we're being directed by our members, and we have to respect that. And we don't want to put something forward for ratification just to have the members shoot it down. So that's just one of them. There are a few other things, but we just wanted to help you to understand our decision-making process. We meet again next week, and we're hoping, and we would love to finalize things. I think we have a 5-hour session coming, so we'll see how that goes. Classified professionals have been working hard all year, supporting students and management and faculty, and they are very much looking forward to the board-given holidays coming up. So I want to thank you for those that we get every year, because we do appreciate them. And at the end, I would just like to say I hope you all have a great holiday, and we will see you next year.
You too. Thank you. CTA.
So I have to come up here because I'm getting tons of emails from my fellow colleagues that the HVAC systems, the heating, it needs to get fixed on campus. I have email pictures of thermometers in classrooms at 48 degrees Fahrenheit, right? It's too cold. And it's been taking way too long, in their opinion, to get it fixed. One of them took a picture of their office. It was at 50 degrees with the thermometer. And this has been going on, the problems with the heating and the cooling now for a very long time. My faculty members did tell me don't go all the way back to summer, but we had classes that were so hot it was unbelievable, right? The other thing is they were not happy. Some of the faculty had problems with their students contacting them because the district decided to transfer the student emails in the middle of the semester. And they felt that was a big mistake. And today, I guess projectors have gone out in the final week of class. And what was the other one that was on the top of my head? I think that was about it. On a more positive note, I want to shout out from VVCFA. We were the ones that paid for the crepes at your study-a-thon. All right.
Oh, nice, thanks.
Thank you. 9.6 management. Kelly Cahow.
Good evening. Good evening, Board of Trustees. My name is Kelly Cahow, and I'm the Dean of Humanities, Arts, and Social Sciences. But tonight, I'm actually here to speak with you about credit for prior learning. So, just brief, I promise, President Wood. No sleepy time. Okay. Not started yet.
There goes the clock.
Okay, so credit for prior learning, CPL. What is it? Credit for prior learning is college credit awarded for certain college level skills and knowledge gained outside of the classroom. So it might come in the form of industry and workplace training, military training, apprenticeships, high school articulations, work and life experience, justice-involved vocational education, or non-credit adult ed and ROP. The Chancellor's Office Vision 2030 has placed CPL at the forefront as one of their priorities, and they're looking to expand CPL as an acceleration tool and an equity initiative. Just to give you some numbers in terms of the impact of CPL, California has 6.8 million working adults who do not have a college degree or certificate. Those with CPL have twice the completion rate of those who do not receive any CPL. There's a direct equity impact for students who are Hispanic, Black, enrolled in community college, or Pell recipients. There is a 9 to 14 month decreased time to completion for those who receive CPL. And for our veteran population, depending on various factors, the total credits range from 6 units to over 100 units of potential CPL that our veterans have when they come to the college setting. And with many veterans, we have them qualifying in around 15 to 20 unit range for one service contract, meaning that is 1/3 of their AA degree already earned based upon one service contract in the military. So why am I here tonight? So to align with the Chancellor's Office Vision 2030, we at VVC have established what we're calling a strike team. First it was a work group, and then CPL just said we should call it strike team, and I thought that sounded way better anyways. So we are now calling it a strike team. Last week we got to go to a CPL training down in Orange County. Thank you, Dr. Scott, for helping us get down there. And we left the training very excited, but also a little bit daunted because we have quite a task in front of us. We have CPL in place here at VVC, but there's a lot of modifications and improvements that need to be done. For example, we are going to be assessing and modifying the existing APs that involve CPL in order to address and reduce barriers that we have to CPL awarding. We're going to be adopting exhibits for already established working professionals and industry standards. So for instance, your level 1 peace officers in your community, your police officers and your deputy sheriffs, when they graduate from the level 1 post academy, 900 and something hours that they have put in, they will be able to automatically earn 24 course credits. That is already established and approved by the mapping articulation people and the Chancellor's Office. So we will be working to establish more of those exhibits for our working professionals and industry standards. And we're also going to be streamlining the onboarding process, assessment, tracking, and transcribing for CPL eligible students. We found that we're tracking it like down at our Veterans Center, but we're not necessarily getting it to where it needs to be in terms of admissions and records and counseling. So I'm here tonight. I just wanted to give you a brief snapshot of that. It's more, some people call it manifesting. I'm personally calling it like an accountability presentation, because if I stand in front of you and tell you that we're going to be doing this, then I better get it done. So I hope to be in front of you again in 3 to 6 months and be able to share with you the progress that we've made and perhaps some student success stories.
Kelly, it was a big topic up at CCLSC. It was, and part of the general session was huge, and part of the 2030 vision. So I mean, and I think that there were other people in the room that had the same feeling that you did. It's not only daunting, but how do you get the word out, and how do you implement it, and how do you account for it? So, great job.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Moving on to the consent agenda. I'm thinking after this, we'll take our break.
Yes, please.
You want to go now?
No,
We'll
it's fine.
take
Go,
our,
go, go.
Okay,
Go.
consent agenda. Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Brady, second by Tarpley. Student advisory vote.
Yes.
And with that, we'll come back at 8:20.
Vote. What time is it? 8:14?
8:20?
What time is it right
8:14?
now? Oh, good. 6 minutes. Good.
6 minutes, yeah, 6-minute break.
So we're ready to go.
Where'd he go? Come on, Dan. Yeah, we're starting with Adam. Stephanie, any public comments related to action items? None, okay. All right, there were no items pulled from the consent agenda. We've got 12.2 CCCT board nominations. So we need
So this is if
potential nomination.
If anyone on the board wants to run for a member of the statewide Board of Trustees.
Tell me about that.
This is where you make the decision about that.
That has a lot more involved. So sometimes it's monthly meetings up north and things like that, depends. You can do some that are not nominated. Usually, and I don't mean this to sound the way that it's gonna sound, but usually, like if you run for the first time, you don't get it. Like you have to kind of meet and greet and learn a little bit more, go to the classes. They have a lot of really great classes through the CCLC. There's a Trustee of Excellence program that's really, really great. You can do online, you can do classes in our county, and you can do their classes, and it helps you to know what your role is as a trustee, what your boundaries are as a trustee. I highly recommend that you both go through it.
Is that the one in January?
That's just one thing, but the trustee program, they give you a whole, basically like a curriculum, and you have to sign off on when you did it, and they check up on you, and it's a big deal. I think it took me 6 months.
Yeah, it takes a little while.
It'll take you, I don't think, the way that they started, you couldn't get it all completed in a weekend.
No,
And I think they did
definitely
that
not.
intentionally, so you had to kind of come back. So they want you to come back, so you're gonna sell a registration, hotel room, and all that stuff. Then once you've done the base one, then they've got the next level that they've got. I would tell you, Steve, I think you would do very good with your background. But this would be a board that, and I've met many of the people on the board. We support many of the people, so there'll be a vote that comes down in about 3 or 4 months. And typically, as one of the trustees here, because I've gotten to know a lot of these people, I've gone to a lot of, you call and say, well, who's good? I would tell you, you've got a 2-year term right now. So assuming that you run again and you get in, by probably your 3rd or 4th year, you'll be ready because you've gone to these things, you've met people, they get to know who you are. I can tell you that I feel so much more comfortable going today versus at the beginning. When I first came, this college was sinking. and I was going to classes. I mean, Brandon was, we're all looking for help. Now
Yeah.
people come in and say, hey, how do you do this and how do you do that? You're obviously a quick learner, but I'll tell you, I think it also takes a fair amount of time. And
Yeah, it's-
and I also think that, to be candid, the board's looking for, they're looking for people that have experience as a trustee. You know, we all bring different experiences.
There's like
I
an
could-
application.
You know, I could sit down and talk about real estate all day long, but that's not what they care about. They care about what have you done here, and then what do you understand? But I think you could do very, very well. I think that Dr. Griffin could do I think all of us could. It's that time commitment that it also takes.
So I did a volunteer one where we, a few years back, I feel like it was during COVID because we did a lot of Zoom meetings.
Yeah, it was.
A women's caucus, and I was on the advisory council in that, but it wasn't like an elected position, it was just, and there's lots of different groups or committees, caucuses that you can participate in to get your feet wet.
So this, just to lay out kind of how it works, theoretically, if you said I'm interested, then we could take a vote that we're supporting you, and we would support you.
Either one of you.
But then, right, either one of you or either one of you. But if you haven't attended the meetings and the
Well, my question is more, how are we represented without having somebody on it?
so I'll run through how it works and you kind of see. So there's a limited number of seats.
Not every college.
We could designate, you're going to be our guy, we're going to support you, you're going to make a run. Then you're going to submit an application packet and you're going to campaign. You're going to be campaigning to all the other Board of Trustees members. Then there's going to be a vote and you're going to get to vote. We all get to vote for the people to take those seats on that board. It's almost exactly like our board, but at the state level. The truth is that if either one of you put in, I would say you probably wouldn't have any chance of getting it.
Even if we put in, honestly, maybe Joe, but
yeah, even with our influence and the people we know and telling the people from the other schools, oh, hey, he's a great guy, she's a great girl, vote for her. I would say you have zero chance of winning because they don't know you. And so they're gonna elect, the people who are gonna win are the people who have consistently attended the 2 or 3 events. They know all the other trustees from all the other colleges. They've been trustees for a fairly long time. They're looking at you and saying, oh, your school is one of the exceptional schools, and you've been on that board that made your school an exceptional board. You're known throughout the state.
Makes sense.
Now you've got a shot. I mean, I would fair to say, not to be offensive to either of the two of you, I don't think I would have a shot. I think if I put in, I don't think I would have a shot. Joe's a little better at the grip and grin at those events. I think Joe would have the best shot out of any of us, and I'm not even sure Joe would win. There's
tough.
kind of a small group of people who've been around a long time, and they all know each other, and they've been involved in this board.
and they do good work. It's not that they're
Yeah, they do.
extraordinary.
They do
amazing
great work,
things.
and they're great people. I've met, I think, all of them. They're great people, and they're always available to help any one of us. No slight to them, just that it's a hard board to break into. Yeah, it's a hard board to
Because
break
they all-
into.
they-
So
They literally, I mean, it's not a clique, but I'll say this. 3 years ago, I was asked by a good friend, Greg, who's at Allen Hancock. I think it takes a lot of work to try to get there. And you literally almost have to get into committee work before you get on the board. And Steve Cannelly, if it ain't broken, I don't need to go waste 5 hours of time. I don't need a badge to say that I'm on that board. They actually really do a really good job.
They do.
And they're very balanced. A girl that was just a buddy of mine, Diane McKay, was a leader. When this college was sinking financially, I was on the phone with her like every week, and she's not on board. So when we went to vote, I called her, I called Jim Marino, the Godfather. I mean, he's with Orange Coast. I just ran into a guy today that knew him. He said, "Oh, you know Jim?" I said, "Oh, yeah, I know him real well." But it's not something that I would recommend to anybody from here to do unless you're fully retired, you have nothing to do, and you just want to walk around with a badge. Because the group that's really doing it, I think's done well, and I think what we've found the last couple of years, I'll call Marino, I'll call Diane McKay, I'll call a couple, and we'll come back, and here's the 8.
I
And
call
those
my
8 usually
friends.
win, yeah.
I call my ladies.
Yeah, and they're usually the same people, because those people, they're just, some of them really like this. It's kind of like their gig, and
It's their life.
yeah. So like Greg with Hancock, he's fully retired. So the community college and the state thing is like his thing, you know?
So this is a CCLC thing. So there's trustees, then the CEOs have the same thing. The CIOs, the chief instructional officers, have the same thing, part of CCLC. And Todd Scott is actually on the statewide board.
What?
For the CIOs. So,
Dang, look at you, clicky guy.
so that's, but it's just
Master grip and grinner.
years of being around and attending and like you said, going to participating in the committees, because they're always begging for people on the committees,
Right.
right? And I sat on a couple of committees for the CEOs in the state.
Yeah, the DEI.
So, but that's how they get to know you, and that's kind of the way the whole thing works. And
You'll
it's
see-
the same true for CSSOs, the student services, as well.
You'll see if you go up to Burlingame, you go to Sacramento, you go wherever the
Okay.
next one's going to be. You'll see when you're in a room, why does everyone in this room seem to know that guy? And everybody's going up and talking to that guy. And why does everybody know that lady? And everybody's going up, and literally everyone in the room knows who they are. That's who these people are.
That helps explain what it is. Thanks.
So it's, I would support you in doing it, but I'd also tell you,
Trying to figure out what it was.
don't get your hopes up.
Remember the girl that
I'd say
gave
to-
all the M&Ms away to everybody?
Oh,
She
yeah.
didn't win.
She
I'd
didn't
say-
win, even giving out M&Ms. And I
I'd say
like
to both of you,
M&Ms.
Well, the one good thing about a CCLC conference, there's always a bowl of chocolate at the register. I mean, they fill it up like all the time. There's a lady by the name of Carmen Sandoval.
Carmen.
Carmen's
who-
awesome.
She I was a lost puppy when I first went up there because this place was in such a mess.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, and I didn't know who to talk to and who not to. And so when I need something, I'll email her. So if you guys are gonna go on up there, you know, they have the trusteeship program, the base one, the next one. Just let me know, I'll introduce you, walking up, she's there. This next one in January is always in Sacramento. And then they have the day after where you can go on over and shake hands with a bunch of legislators that are doing you nothing. So I've never gone that because to me it's a waste of college money. But otherwise, it's Friday, Saturday, come home Sunday, and you really do get a lot out of it. So
Thanks.
if I can help you, let me know.
You were talking about going to the legislature the day after.
Right.
Because you've done the other one, that's not a waste.
No, the other one's really good.
Yeah. 'cause
But
it's
if
planning on going.
you've ever gone.
Yeah,
No,
definitely
but if,
go. You'll get a lot
I'm
out
sure
of it.
Steve, in the cement industry, I mean, I've done with construction, with the home builders and with the board of realtors. It's nothing more than, hi, let me shake your hand. I'm not gonna remember you 10 minutes from now.
That's
Can
not
you
true.
get- well,
They
no.
remember you.
Yeah, up there they do.
I made great friends with Keith Compton, or Keith Curry from Compton College. Sorry, I
Yeah.
said the wrong name.
No, I was talking about our elected
Love that
officials.
Super
guy.
cool
Oh.
guy. That's a guy. If you
But
meet
like-
Keith, you'll see everyone in the room knows who
Everybody-
that dude
everybody-
is.
Loves him.
Everybody
Nobody
knows Keith.
doesn't know that guy in this state.
Brandon, you know what's funny? For years, he literally blew me and everybody else off. And I said something to Dr. Walton about him once. Well, now I walk
He
in
was
the room
cool
and
to me
we're
when I
like
met him.
buddies. It's almost like he heard what I
He just
I
didn't
said.
like you.
Everybody knows
This
him.
is being recorded.
Yeah,
Right,
You
he
know
just
what?
didn't
No,
like
but
you.
you know what? I think he would laugh about it because, you know, no, he carries himself.
It's
He's
just
a well-known guy.
It's just your face and your personality, that's all.
Charming.
Well, thank
Tell
you
us
very
what-
much.
I mean, is anybody interested, or do we talk you out of this?
No, I wanted to know what it was about. That
Yeah,
was
it's
my
you'll-
curiosity was.
When you're up there and when you get the nomination stuff and when we're voting for the people and you're meeting the people when you're at these events, it'll become more clear if it's not already clear enough. But It's,
So you just state no action taken.
there we
Let me
go.
say
Thanks
one
for
more-
moving us right along, Dan. I
Let me say
appreciate
one more
that.
thing to Steve,
Steve
more so
Moore.
than
Sorry.
Dr. Griffin. There are a whole lot less private sector people that are trustees. There's a lot of people that come from academia or have been on the college and they're a trustee. So you'll be talking to somebody and they'll say, what do you do? I'm in the cement industry. They go, huh?
Yeah.
Huh? I mean, seriously, I'm in the commercial real estate, huh? Because that's not their world. So that is something that's a little bit different. You'll make friends quicker than he, but you both will make friends. It's just, it's a different world.
Very gracious.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very, very nice. I've always had a really good time
Oh,
at
yeah.
those events. It's
They
very
have
nice
good cocktail
people.
parties too.
And good parties and, all right, 12.3 to 12.7, we're gonna do as one. This is a second read. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
There's, motion by Tarpley, second by Brady. Any discussion?
So these would be verbal votes, and then you give Stephanie time to enter them all in.
Should have done this and then
Aye.
gone on break, but
We're all good.
So student advisory.
aye. Oh, student advisory?
Yes.
Oh,
You're welcome.
sorry.
Aye.
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 Stephanie, are you okay to fix it while we have the foundation come up to discuss donations? That's not,
No, they're not coming up. They already came up.
oh,
This is an action item, this next thing.
We're just receiving.
This is to receive the donations.
okay, then we'll wait until she gets it. I like when the foundation comes up and
13.1 is to receive
And says the things.
$649,000.
Yes, please.
it sounds so much better when you say it than when he says it.
I feel like you're getting punchy.
Oh, I'm so far beyond punchy. I'm like delirious. I couldn't even read this earlier. I'm like,
Okay.
you good?
She good.
She's got one
No.
more.
Oh. I thought that was the last one. I can't count.
You never learn to read. Hip hop anonymous.
Perfect.
13.1, foundation donation.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Tarpley, second by Brady. Any discussion? And student advisory.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
You're voting on the,
Yeah, we're all on here now.
I thought Stephanie was gonna fix it again.
That was just because we combined them to go a little faster. A little.
A little faster. Is it up? Is that it?
No.
No? I don't see the vote.
There
There we go.
in the future,
Feels
when
like
they
a
do the
Billy
combined
Goat.
vote, if you ever want to actually discuss one of them, then you just make a statement at that time, so they won't do it that way. So you have that option to say, I want to talk about this board policy, because you may have read it and think I don't understand it, or I don't like it, or I'm going to vote no, or whatever.
Or maybe there's maybe a typo or an edit.
Okay.
14.1, agreement with PCH Architects. Is there a motion?
Second.
Motion by Brady,
So
second
this-
by Tarpley.
So this is to create a parking lot from this building all the way over to the gym. It's going to have 306 spaces in it, and it has to go to DSA. So these architects are doing the design and submission to DSA.
And as I said to Dr. Walton the other day, I thought that the fee was absolutely outrageous, but it is because it has to go to DSA.
Right.
Yeah,
Always.
it's insane. A parking lot. Student advisory.
Yes.
I mean, how many ways can you pour concrete?
I just love that you're pouring concrete, not asphalt.
Oh,
We
Yeah,
learned there's a
we're
lot
done
of
with
ways when
asphalt.
this was built.
We're gonna do some concrete.
You can't say that, though. It's a conflict of interest. No. You have to vote for asphalt just to show that you're.
I only do cement, I don't do concrete.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay, moving on.
Are we, yep, there it is, 14, I was just filling. 14.2, agreement with Aleutian for the flexible advisory services.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Brady, second by Terrell. I'm saying it right? Terrell. I thought I heard you say Terrell.
It is
He
Terrell.
said it's like Carol, so we have.
But everybody says Tyrell, but it's Terrell.
Just
Second by Terrell and student advisory.
Yes.
Just not late for dinner.
I hate to even say this.
This is actually just fixing an amount that you voted on last November. So, kind of a nothing deal, just need to happen.
14.3, quarterly financial status report for Q1.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Brady, second by Tarpley. Student advisory.
Yes.
Get out of here by 9 o'clock.
Don't
Trying.
jinx us, Joe.
Yeah, don't jinx us, dude.
Brian will be asleep by 9:05.
I may be asleep in this seat any minute.
Any minute. We're
Like,
waiting.
I'm holding them open.
I have a Sharpie in my purse, everybody.
You better.
Done.
14.4, quarterly financial report, first quarter as of September 30th, 2024.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Brady, second by Tarpley. Student advisory.
Yes.
This actually is easier to stay awake when you're,
Doing something.
yeah. .1 academic equivalency for Mr. Mark Tippett.
Motion.
This is
Second.
for construction technology. Motion by Brady, second by Tarpley. Any questions?
At least you'll know when it's me now instead of getting us confused.
Right? Student advisory?
Yes.
That was more fun though. Especially when you went.
Good times. Fifteen, I'll just read slow. 15. Brady.
Joe, you gotta vote. 15.2, new management job classification and salary placement for Assistant
What are you
Director of
doing?
Financial Aid. I'm reading slow until the votes popped up. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Brady, second by Tarpley. Student advisory.
Yes.
This is the one we corrected to say it's not being paid out of the general fund, but out of financial aid
This one was
dollars.
corrected, okay.
Fifteen point three, equal employment opportunity, EEO annual certification form.
Motion. Oop, second.
Motion by Brady, second by Tarpley. And student advisory vote.
Yes.
May I ask for clarification on this one?
Of course.
You want to know what it is?
Well, I know what it is, but it says annual. If you can tell me a little bit more about the form and why it's annual.
Yeah, Monica will, our VP of HR will address that.
Okay.
I think it turns green, maybe.
It's green. Okay, there we go. So it's a requirement from our state chancellor's office. It's a requirement to receive funding. So currently we get about $50,000 a year. So we are supposed to have a 3-year plan, which is the next item. And then every year we certify through this form the different ways we're implementing the plan. So in 2021, the legislation changed for EEO. They added some new requirements, so that necessitated a change in the plan itself. So we were one of the colleges that had an extension because we were in the middle of our previous plan. So they've made a lot of changes. Part of it is sending it up to the state chancellor's office, having them review it and provide feedback, and then we created an advisory committee here on the college made up of the different constituent groups who review it, and then it now has to be approved by the board, where before it was just a consent. So I kind of gave you information on the next item, the plan itself, and then the certification form you'll see annually, and it's just progress on how we're implementing the plan.
I see. Thank you.
15.4 Victor Valley College Equal Employment Opportunity Plan.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Brady, second by Tarpley. Any discussion or question on this one? Student advisory vote.
Yes.
.1, 25-26 academic calendar. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by
Brady.
Brady, second by Tarpley. Discussion, student advisory.
Yes.
.2 Workforce Development FCC Victorville Solar and Recycling Program 2024-2025.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Brady, second by Griffin. Student advisory.
Yes.
This is income to the district for contract ed.
We love it.
And the next lunch for FCC for the community is going to be held here at BBC.
Nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good to hear.
16.
No, it's not a damn gone. No, it's really
No
a great
peas for
program.
you.
No, they don't serve peas.
Pea soup, maybe.
We'll call ahead. 16.3 Inland Empire Desert Regional Strong Workforce Program MOU with Riverside Community College District.
Motion.
Motion
Betty, I
by Terrell, second by
Brady.
Brady. Student advisory vote.
Yes.
I know.
You thought it was bullshit.
I did not. I read the agenda.
Income to the district, $443,000.
And we're gonna spend it on the trip.
Yeah.
I finally got it. It's like whispering, Joe, pay attention.
And
think I'm more tired than you.
16.4 Purchase Agreement for a 1961 Cessna.
Mr. Brady?
Motion.
Right?
Second.
Now what we should do is sell logos on that dude.
You know she's gonna wrap it.
No, I'm
Right,
telling
yeah.
you, they should sell some
The
logos.
good doctor's gonna wrap it.
No, we're not
Right.
gonna wrap it,
Why not?
because it's just gonna be in a lab and torn apart. and
Until
put
we
back
take
together.
pictures of it.
But they're gonna tear it apart
Second.
and put it back together again. Tear it
Many
apart.
times.
Yeah.
You were the second? Oh, Terrell second.
Yes.
Student advisory.
Yes.
Who found the plane? Was that Mackenzie? Did you find it? Chris Oshita. Really? Cool. Congrats.
Congratulations.
It is a
Brady.
working, flying airplane,
Yeah, better be for that
but
price.
we're not gonna be flying it.
No, thank you.
Trustee Tarpley said tonight, she goes, I'm so tired of hearing you.
About the jet.
Yeah,
I'll come fly that thing.
someday, you never know.
You could definitely do it.
Yeah, I can fly that. Information discussion, 18.1, first read of board policies, 18.2, .3, those are all first reads. I believe those are the ones that Stephanie was kind enough to provide via email. Thank you for that. Any discussion on those? We don't take a vote, we don't need a motion, but any discussion? Okay, 18.4, sunshining the opener for collective bargain agreement with AFT. Any discussion on that?
Motion?
No, there's no motion.
No motion.
None.
None. Sunshine the opener successor collective bargaining agreement with AFT. Again, that we don't need a motion, but any discussion?
So one was their proposal and the other was ours.
And with that, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Well, I
What?
believe we have to read that paragraph. That's what I was told. That's the reason I read it. I do have a suggestion. I think that paragraph should be at the beginning of our agenda.
I think because it's printed on the website, we don't have to read it.
Yeah, it's
No,
printed in the
but-
agenda and
Monica, is there a reason we have to have this at the end? Can't we have it at the beginning?
is there a reason that we need to read it? It's printed, it's published, and it's part of the agenda.
We'll check with our general counsel and let you know.
Okay.
I was told you had to read it, so.
I never did it I never read it when I
You
was.
got a motion to adjourn?
We will
I
investigate.
gave you.
Motion.
I gave you.
Oh, second.
There it is. That's a wrap, folks.
8:50. Oh my God.
first to motion?
Thank you.
Brandon.
Who motioned first?
I did.
Oh, I don't know.
Tis Tarpley.
You're not seeing me?
What?
That's it.